So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whenever you listen to this. This is Matthew Bailey alongside my critic and partner in crime, Ricardo Medina.
Hello, hello, hello.
And special guest star, Sommerleigh Pollonais.
Happy to be here.
And this is episode 101, Dalmatians, of BS Beats and Bailey.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a special episode because, I mean, while we could talk about this show and that show and that show and this show, there's only one show that matters right now at the weekend anytime of this recording.
Yeah.
Avengers Infinity War.
Yep.
We all saw it twice.
Yeah.
That first time though, wow, that was incredible. But the second time was just for us to make sure that we pick up on everything, on everything that we could have noticed, stuff that we missed out before.
Right.
So yeah, this is gonna be a spoiler review of Infinity War.
Yeah.
So if you guys haven't seen it, well, go and see the show. Go and see the people in the movie, please.
Come back later and listen.
Yeah. Because as much spoiler-free videos there are out there, and I mean, I did one for my What's the Scene show.
Right.
Yeah, you have at some point in time to sit down and talk about them spoilers. There's so much to talk about with this show. So before we get into all of that now, a little brief history. Right? Just thinking about this though. 10 years, right? May the 2nd, 2008. When Iron Man was released to the world and everything was changed. I mean, it took a character that, well, initially, personally for me, I really didn't care for. There were the cartoons on TV that I didn't care for. And then just taking this character that, yeah, I could have just been whatever about and making him one of the most, like, one of the best superheroes I've ever seen. And hands on one of the best superhero movies I've ever seen.
Arguably as iconic as Superman at this point.
Yeah.
Right, pretty much, yeah.
Robert Downey Jr., it put him on the map. We had a great villain in the form of Jeff Bridges. And it was just downright fun, you know, and it just made Iron Man cool and badass again.
And then they hit you with that post-credit scene.
Oh my God. Not only do we have Samuel L. Jackson playing Nick Fury, but then them 2 words, what he said.
Yeah.
Avengers Initiative.
Just when we thought it couldn't get better.
Yeah. And I'll never forget the first time I heard that when he was in cinema. He was like, "Wow!" It's going crazy.
The hype became real.
Yeah, the hype became real. And then from there, the cinematic universe of Marvel expanded. We had the Incredible Hulk, which I was kind of indifferent to. Iron Man 2, which was like, come on.
That's when I became a little worried. I was like,
on.
oh well, this is
excess. This is
Let's be
the
happy.
sequel
I think the studio learned its lesson very quickly.
Yeah,
though,
they pivot.
That's good.
Yeah, they pivot off of it
Yeah.
reasonably intelligently. And
yeah.
as I said with Marvel, I don't think I'm like, at least at the point where even when it got to the point of Civil War, to me it wasn't. I didn't think of it like a clockwork. It's more like a water cycle. That's the analogy I like using. It's natural. It knows it. Even if it stopped, it could still.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even if a movie don't work, it still doesn't matter at this point. It's so big and so forwarded.
Right. Following that, we had Thor, which I thought was alright. The movie wasn't great, but we got our our introduction to the God of Thunder basically.
Yeah.
Followed that up with Captain America: The First Avenger, which I thoroughly enjoyed. I love
too.
the Saturday matinee vibe of that.
Rewatching it too.
They got what's his name, Joe Johnson.
Yeah.
And the Rocketeer.
Yeah. So I love the 40s aesthetic and stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
I really love the character of Agent Carter as well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just some great, Indiana Jones-esque action set pieces and whatnot. The montage for me though, when you see Captain America in the full suit, just from when he burst through that door and started fire shots and thing, I just love that montage. That to me is the best scene in the entire movie, right? And then, of course, just when things can get better, in 2012, we got Marvel's The Avengers, boy.
Let's drop a bomb on the fandom.
Okay. Wow.
Yep.
This is what proper planning leads up to, folks. Wow. You know what I mean? Because you took characters that had their own individual movies. You introduced a few new characters. And everybody got their screen time. Everybody got the time to shine. Even Hawkeye got his time to shine. You know what I mean? There's some great moments with him. And what I like is just how their characters just bounce off each other.
Yeah.
Of course, you wouldn't expect them to just be friends automatically, but somehow they work the kinks out, and
they got the perfect person for it, Joss Whedon.
Yes.
He knows how to have the whole multiple people bounce off each other.
Of course, I mean, if you've seen Firefly and Serenity, then you would know, and Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Buffy and Angel,
I think he perfected that in Buffy and Angel.
Pretty much, yeah.
So he knows what he was doing, building this group together like that.
Right.
Yeah. and so much great moments by
it was also for me the movie that was like, this is the reason to come to a cinema like
right,
IMAX.
Yes.
I was going to mention that with Infinity War. It's
Yeah.
like, Infinity War is, that's the thing with blockbusters. Like, in today's world, especially shut-in hermit types like me, who you have to really come good to get me to get out of the house.
Right.
I see.
Right.
Which is what directors like Christopher Nolan struggle to do.
Right, exactly. And this really, as a theater experience, I enjoyed.
Yes.
I didn't expect to enjoy that so much. And I have to fight up to get out of the thing. If you could give me a screener, I'll sit down in my little hobby hole at home. And this movie was one of the first big ones to say, all right, the blockbuster is really here.
Yes.
You're really, because everybody else just hobbling it, right?
Yeah.
Dark Universe, don't care. All these other, which is in Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Don't care.
Yeah.
Don't really care. The Pixar films, alright, you might rope me in a little bit maybe. But it's only the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But
none
DC
of those movies to me.
So.
Well, for me, cinema is almost a religious experience.
Right.
That's
Amen.
where it takes me. And but to get me to the point where I say I'm going IMAX to see this,
Right.
It's like you said, it's you have to deliver on a scale that I must be completely immersed. I must be drowning in what I'm seeing and hearing.
Yeah.
And they do that.
Yeah.
But quite interestingly, I should say, at the very end of Avengers, the mid-credit scene, I should say, we got our first look at Thanos himself.
That is so again, much like with Nick Fury at the end of Iron Man 1. They hit me Thanos like, okay, this is what we get.
Yes.
This is what they're going to this. All right, we're on board. That is, they didn't need to say anymore.
Yes.
When I saw that, I was like, all right, that is true hype, Judd.
Right.
I mean, the hype is now hyper real. It's like it just, it's realer than real.
Right.
When I saw that, that just blew everybody's mind because like, all right, well, who is Thanos? Who's this?
Yes.
Yeah, that was the question. Who is Thanos?
That's another thing about Marvel. Marvel is so big at this point. They create their own atmosphere, and if you create your own atmosphere, you create your own ecosystem. And they just had that kind of started this cottage industry in and around Marvel. Like people have whole channels and careers spawned from this, essentially.
Yeah.
That is huge.
Yeah.
That is just simply huge. And then again, the idea of I think what other single movie made $1 billion before this?
Titanic?
Within a short space of time. Within a short.
I don't know if that's true.
Off the top of my head, I couldn't really think of any. This is like the first time. Movies making $1 billion now, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like after that, like we know why because you have inflation, blah 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 blah.
Avatar? When did Avatar come?
No, Avatar.
2009.
2009, right? Yeah, Avatar did well. But then the idea of a comic book movie doing this well.
Yes.
And just blowing everything off the shop.
And that's the thing too. For fans, for people like us who you grew up being called nerd, geek, whatever, and we held on, and we hoped, and we prayed, and then Marvel delivered, and we finally, it's mainstream. And some comic book fans, some comic lovers, they don't like that. They don't like how mainstream it is.
So for me,
For me, I don't care. I can enjoy both.
I would like to think I'm more mature to the point where I don't care about the idea is to cater to the general audience. You don't go too dumb. And this where Joss Whedon did a good job with that. The Russos did an excellent job with that with balancing it.
Yeah.
Give lip service to the nerds, and then but you
I
deliver on a good story.
I happen to be sitting on that wall because I adore movies and I love books.
Right.
So for me, it's the amalgamation of two of my favorite things, and that makes me happy.
Right. Yeah, and they make such intelligent choices. Because the thing is, movies, different formats, you have to tell your story differently. You have to establish how long you take to establish this, how much logistics you have in this. You had to get the right actor. You had to get the right this. You had to get the right costume. You had to get all of these real world stuff that you can't just draw. Or type on a book and it's not that easy.
Because it's not that easy to just, they retcon books all the time. You can't just do that because the movie's always in people's minds. Oh, remember the time they did this and it didn't work, you know?
And, adaptations is something that's really difficult, especially with comics. Because before Iron Man, it wasn't really getting this kind of pretty and miss.
That's what I was going to lead into because to me, Iron Man pretty much broke the Marvel curse that has befell it since, and I'll still defend it to this day. X2, X-Men United. I still say that is one of the best superhero movies ever. But from there, we just got like these sluggish films like X-Men: The Last Stand, Daredevil, Elektra. oh Lord, Ghost Rider,
it
stuff
was
like that.
It was just a mess halfway. They didn't know what they was doing. If you're going to do the comic book movie, it had to be kind of independent, like what they do in Christopher Nolan.
Right. Good thing you say that too, because when Nolan dropped,
or Sam Raimi.
Because when Christopher Nolan dropped Batman Begins back in 2006, 2005, it's like, okay, this is the potential of superhero movies now, where we don't have, where we could embrace the law of it, but we could be contemporary. You could give us real life characters.
The Nolan films kind of almost, I won't say have contempt for the material, but they reject a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
In my opinion, at least the first one.
Like, not so much subversion, right?
Not subversion.
Okay.
I won't go as far as in deconstruction, but it's just, let's do this as realistic as possible, quote unquote, and reject all the silly elements of this, and then say, okay, what are we gonna do to boil things down in the movie? And look, I love Batman Begins. It's a really, really smart film. A lot of it works. Almost all of it works, I'd say. But yeah, it never felt like a Batman movie. And I'm gonna straight up say it. I'm not gonna get hate for this, but Christian Bale is probably the worst Batman as a Batman and as a Bruce Wayne. Great script.
To each his own.
No, great.
Okay.
Listen,
okay.
Great script. Great script. Great script, great movie, great action, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
But as a Batman, never liked him, right?
Michael Keaton is my favorite. So
Okay. I prefer Michael Keaton to Christian Bale.
What's the problem with Bale, if you don't mind me asking?
No, he's just a guy. He's just a guy. At no point I look at his character and think it was Bruce Wayne. He's just a guy, a rich guy. And the movie told me he's Bruce Wayne, but at no point he felt like Bruce Wayne. All the shit I'll give Batman v Superman. Ben Affleck is pretty damn good as a Bruce Wayne and a Batman.
He is, yes. Yeah.
Right? I will listen, Batman v Superman, I'll still to this day is one of the worst theater experiences for me. But they get Batman right.
Yeah.
They get Batman right.
For me, DC,
right.
They tend to do okay with the characters. They completely misstep with the story.
With the plots, right?
And the story,
right. And so to see things where Marvel and the Russos in particular, I mean the Russos in particular just had such great sense of foresight. They make such good decisions going forward.
Right.
Not perfect. They make mistakes, but it's more, I would kind of make that mistake too. Or the alternate I have is as good or same. Like it not.
Yes.
At no point I look at I would make a way better decision than what they did.
Right.
When you look at them DC movies, you
can't say
you
that.
really feel like you would have made better decisions than what they did.
Yeah.
Whatever. But to come up to
but just to continue, as you mentioned, Russells. Now we get into phase 2 of Marvel Studios' master plan of world domination. Ha ha ha.
Right.
So we had Iron Man 3, which was passable. I mean, I respect Shane Black and for what he did and stuff like that. But just to be kind of deviated from what we enjoyed from the first Iron Man film and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
It just felt more like a Kiss Kiss Bang Bang reunion than anything else, right? We had Thor: The Dark World, which at first I was like, but eventually started growing, man. I was like, it's a guilty pleasure film. I know.
Again, for me, the romantic aspect of it is something I enjoy. There's a lot of romanticism in that film.
Right. Yeah, like I actually like the relationship between.
Thor, but you have Frigga and Loki. There's a lot of love to that story.
Yeah.
That
and it was
funeral
fun. It was
scene
just fun.
is just gorgeous.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But people, like to this day, I would still defend that show. But I understand why people don't like it. Just mainly because of how unforgettable that film was.
It was Chris Eccleston and who was the guy who played Adabasi in Lost?
Yeah,
Adabasi in Oz
and who's the best character ever in Suicide Squad?
Adewale Akimbe Ajan. I can't pronounce his entire name.
He's something.
Two good actors. They just wasted why did this? Why Why not?
Two actors that could have given you so much more than what you did. Right. Yeah.
And then in 2014, something amazing happened. Something that forever changed my life. A movie by the name of Captain America: The Winter Soldier, which still remains my favorite movie of 2014 and my favorite MCU movie. Period.
Yes, we second and third that, I think.
That movie pretty much transcended what it means to be a comic book movie, a superhero movie. It gave us a spy thriller. It gave us a full-tilt action movie. It was like nail biting. The action scenes felt so real. Everybody was expendable. You felt like people could die in this. Yeah. And just the intensity of the action, the fight scenes, just everything just blew me away.
This movie took the best of cinema from the spy era to the paranoia of that era everything, like you said, the action sequences are flawless, the fight sequences are flawless, the character dynamics are flawless.
So a big thing does get me in all fight sequences. Every time somebody do the knife flip thing, it's always cool.
Yes,
it is always cool.
It is.
Metal Gear Solid did it. Come on,
it's so funny you say that. I was just watching an episode of Blind Spot, a television show that's on right now, and they send an assassin after one of the guys, and we get the knife sequence. We get the drop the knife, grab it. Oh my god, that always looks so cool.
It's awesome every time.
Yeah, but I love the Winter Soldier. But and then Marvel was like, all right, well, we're doing everything on Earth and on Asgard, but what about the rest of the universe? Let me bring in some new people. And they gave us one of the biggest summer blockbusters of that year, 2014, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, that movie for me, it catch me off guard completely because I remember a lot of people was doubting. This was a big gamble, quote unquote. It's a gamble, not gamble.
Yes.
That Marvel does very, very well is that it makes you think, oh, this is risky and whatnot, but they know what they're doing. People know what they're doing, and they get the perfect director, trauma director.
The recipe. The formula for the recipe, the ingredients are always there. I think that's what people don't realize. Marvel, they do give you creative freedom, but they tell you, you know what, these are your ingredients. Bake me a cake.
Yeah, no, they give you the playpen. Yeah. It's a big playpen, very big one, but it's a playpen nonetheless. It's a playpen nonetheless. You can't go outside. That's notable, but there's a reason for that. And look, if I was on Kevin Feige's side, that's why I do take his side in all of those quote-unquote behind-the-scenes arguments, especially when we're going to talk about Ant-Man with that.
Yeah.
And I kind of take his side because you want a singular vision. Sorry, that's how you build a brand. You want to make them billions. That's what you got to do. Sorry. People complain about the creative freedom thing, but a lot of that is really intentional because we're going to talk about Infinity War and why it's a little wonky for some people.
Right.
Like, okay, just a quick mention, it has one of the lower scores, relatively speaking, in the MCU on Metacritic, and I generally trust Metacritic.
Yes.
But I get why it has that. I get it. Right? Whatever.
Yeah. But about Guardians, though, I loved how creative it was, just how fluid it was. It was just so much creativity, just from the set pieces, the characters, the action, the one-liners, the choice of music that they use. They use this really eclectic mix of 70s and 80s songs, and it just made us care, though, especially for characters that, like, for me, I knew nothing about. I knew nothing about Star-Lord or Drax or Gamora or Groot or Rocket Raccoon. I knew none of these people. Or Yondu as well. I didn't know it, right? Afterwards, we got the long-awaited sequel to Avengers, which was Age of Ultron. Right. And for many, this was a massive letdown.
For a lot of people,
for me, it was because I felt personally that there was just so much subplot, so much seeds being planted to lead into other films instead of focusing on a singular story. Like, what is it about? You tell them we have Ulysses Claw and Wakanda and Vibranium and Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver.
It was Amazing
what about
Spider-Man 2? Yeah. Where you're laying the ground for future work, but you're sacrificing
too much of
the story.
Yeah.
You really get to see the Marvel formula kind of waning with this movie because one of the big problems with these movies is that the whole point is that it's the season finale TV show upwards, right?
Yes.
Oh, and speaking of which, they actually Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which was going on around that time, they actually stopped at a midpoint and said, okay, well, the story is actually going to continue in Age of Ultron.
Right, but that's the thing, we didn't even see that. Like,
they said it, but we didn't really see it.
You didn't really see it because you only know the results of it because the helicarrier thing. That was it.
Right.
I find they could have done so much more with Age of Ultron. So many things. I mean, they could have do.
Even the villain, like
Ultron himself.
Great voice from James Spader.
I hate the fact that the Avengers still think Coulson is dead. That's stupid to me.
Yes.
Like, he should have come back in Age of Ultron and say, oh, hey, our life, but they make a big deal out of it.
I think a lot of people have issue with that.
I find that kind of, it's a little ridiculous at this point.
Handled,
What else? As I said, the villain, they could have done so much more with the whole chaotic AI online stuff. They do a good job with that. I don't know, there's so many changes. Again, most of my stuff is money quarterbacking stuff, but it was weird. And a lot of it didn't work. That a really sloppy edit, in my opinion.
And even the master plan too. Like, I'm gonna create the next Ice Age, so I'm gonna take this chunk of Sokovia and drop it down like a meteor, and this is my master plan. Mwahaha.
Right, it don't work.
What? Okay.
When based on what you are, you could have done so much more damage if you just took over the internet.
Or something.
Yeah,
or something. They could have do so much more.
You could have activated every nuclear weapon in the world.
Right, they paid lip service to it.
Yeah.
They say, oh, well, it was really Jarvis that stopped him from doing this. And so on. Yeah, but that's like 2 seconds or something, and we should see that.
Yeah.
Because there are very few parts of the movie I genuinely love. I love the intro of Ultron himself.
Yes.
Like when he quote unquote wakes up, and he essentially
there are no
born.
strings on me.
Yeah,
yes.
when that whole internet stuff, and you see him talking, and he's like Jarvis trying to talk to him, and then try to
the visuals for that were cool.
Yeah, all of that. I like the creation of Vision. Granted, it's not the origin story,
a little clumsy.
Yes, it is clumsily handled, but it's there.
Yeah.
And for me personally, because I'm fans of these characters, Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, I liked their
right. So the problem I had with those characters...
Granted, they didn't know what to do with them.
Right.
I know, right?
The problem I had with those characters was it really felt like a capitulation. Like, oh, well, we, in the boardroom, we get 2 X-Men characters, you know?
Yeah.
And that's like, who you get? Oh, well, Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. All right, so we're going to get Magneto.
You know?
And so how they put them in the world is like, well... I really care about each character in that context.
Yeah.
Now, Scarlet Witch is a great character, in my opinion. Pretty badass character. I have a whole complaints about the X-Men universe and how that evolved.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, a lot of that just didn't gel together.
I know that Quicksilver thing is very messy due to who owned who and what.
It's clumsy.
But I take this Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver over the one they created in X-Men personally. Not the Quicksilver. I love Evan Peters' version of that character.
Right.
The handling of the story between them, because in the Fox version, Scarlet Witch is a little girl.
She's younger.
They're not twins. That twin dynamic is very important.
Right.
And I did not like that they did that in the Fox story.
We saw that in The Last Stand, right?
No, not Last Stand.
No,
not Last Stand. Days of Future Past.
Yes.
Oh,
they show her sitting on his lap, and she's like 7 or 6.
Yeah, we don't see her doing anything. We just assume it's Scarlet Witch.
And the idea behind these twins is, that connection between them is very important.
Okay, so one of the bigger problems with Age of Ultron is that they were doing, like, I was thinking, because Quicksilver is both a mutant and an Inhuman, the whole of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. leading up to that was Inhuman stuff.
Yes.
So what I thought he was going to do with that was, he have powers in this way, and then he's going to get Terrigen Mist and get faster, because as you're going to see that he improves it, he gets much faster.
Yes.
And then they could have do the whole, they could have done more things with, Vision would have been online dealing with Ultron, but Ultron could download fast, so he can say, okay, Quicksilver, go to this location and stuff, do the manual disconnection, and because Quicksilver's so fast, he can actually do it, and whatever. Again, but the one quarterback in, this is not how movies work.
Because to me, arguably, Quicksilver should not have been able to get hit by those bullets.
But a lot of
whatever.
But I'll admit though, I mean, it had some great set pieces, like the Hulkbuster versus Hulk.
Oh yeah,
Kick-Ass,
the intro for Age of Ultron I thought was great. The end fight scene where you saw that long shot of all of them, that was brilliant. That was cool. But just a lot of sloppiness.
Yeah, the last conversation with Vision and Ultron, I actually like that. Some of that works. So it's
Right, well, good thing you mentioned that, because that's where we got introduced to Vision, who's played by Paul Bettany. Good call for him after starring in such crappy films such as what was it by? There was this one film. Priest, yes. That was the last crappy film that I saw from him. Oh my god.
Angel movie too.
Yes, he did.
And Legion, which I avoided.
Yeah, Legion
is a guilty pleasure for me though.
But Priest was when I was like, okay. Y'all had a great concept, right?
So
y'all had a great concept, but all you just let slip.
Now, if I remember correctly, Priest is a Korean manhwa, I think.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
Oh yes, it is.
It's supposed to be.
Yes, I remember.
So I remember I have a buddy who was really into it. They say, "Oh, Priest so badass and awesome," but then the movie's like, it fell flat. And I remember not hating it, but
Right. So the Phase 2 saga ends. Well, the season finale was Ant-Man, right? Which was a pleasant surprise for me. Introduced a character that I felt had no place in the cinematic universe. But just from a technical perspective, I love the use of depth of field. You know, when he shrunk, you felt like you were shrinking with him and all that kind of stuff. They brought back Michael Douglas, like, holy shit, he's still alive. He's not doing them Wall Street. He's not doing any more Wall Street
Michael
sequels.
Douglas. That I was still staring at the screen trying to figure out how they did that.
Yeah, how they do that too. That was the villain, even though it's like one of those mirror mask kind of things, I mean, it was convincing. And it had some genuinely funny moments as well. And Michael Pena wasn't wasted. T.I. on the other hand, like, he could have gotten somebody else to say.
I don't understand why T.I. isn't that.
It's like, hey, give me some Marvel money too, man.
Yeah, he
please.
does this. Yeah, he does this.
I need work. I want to do a new album. Please give me some money, please. Yeah. But I mean, it was light-hearted. It was fun. You know, it was decent. It was decent, but not one that I would go back to in an absolute hurry.
Yeah, as you said, it's Marvel light.
Right.
Yeah.
This was the big thing about it, that remember they heard a bunch of drama behind the scenes.
Yes.
And as I said, I ultimately do take Kevin Feige's side on that argument. Sorry, you have a vision, you come in, this, you stick to it. You understand the logistics of this. Yes, Edgar Wright is a good director. Yes, he's a very good visionary, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, you kind of have to put your foot down when this much money jumping up now.
Right.
Of course.
And
look at Solo,
Right, exactly. I totally do agree with them. Yeah. Like, I completely agree with that same decision. That's a good example. I really thought this would have been like a total disaster. You'd roll into theaters. Nope. They fixed it, salvaged it quite well. Yeah. I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah. I like a little side note, guys, this was actually the first MCU movie that we reviewed on this podcast here.
Right.
So look at that, right? Right. So now we jump into Phase 3, and we have easily one of the darkest entries in it, Captain America: Civil War.
Yeah.
This did something that I saw coming, but I was like, oh my god, just seeing it manifest was just so amazing. Where you took the Avengers and basically just split them right down the middle.
Right. Yeah.
So it was Team Captain America, Team Iron Man, and the reasoning behind their falling out actually makes so much sense that it is almost like, all right, if I understand where you're coming from, Cap, but I understand where Iron Man coming from too, so I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And I think we
started to see the cracks since Age of Ultron. I think that's where the darkness starts.
Especially with Iron Man.
No, since Avengers 1, they had that whole, you see the two philosophies battling.
Of course,
it does make Age of Ultron a slightly better movie because now you see the fallout of Ultron.
Yes.
You understand Tony's logic. And we can see
why Ultron came to be
in the first place, and then I'll get into that in Infinity War. It's like, this is what I should have built Ultron for. Like, this is what we was building Ultron to deal with now. Civil War is excellent for me. It's a movie that almost all of it works. It's the analogy again to keep making. It's not the Switch Army watch. That is Swiss Army watch? Switch watch?
Swiss
watch.
Oh, I thought it was going to say Swatch.
No, the Swiss watch. It's not the perfect Swiss watch, but it's the water cycle analogy, where the good outweighs the bad so much, even though it has more bad than, say, something like as tight as Winter Soldier. Right. Winter Soldier is the perfect clock.
Yeah.
Right, that's the clockwork. This one is more, you get more good, but it's not perfect.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
And this just made so many smart decisions, in my opinion. In terms of how to do this, how to make this grounded. I thought the Zemo plan made sense to me. Like, people just like to keep saying, and don't at me, but the Zemo plan, people like to tell me that, Zemo plan was just as confusing and convoluted as Lex Luthor plan and Batman v Superman. That is so not really true. That is so not true. You can actually make sense of Zemo plan. It actually follows. It actually flows and makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? Lex Luthor plan was incoherent nonsense to me.
Of course.
And as Zemo said, you say, well, you failed. Did it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we see that where did it really fail?
Yeah, exactly.
Because look at what happens afterwards.
Exactly.
Yeah. I love the introductions too of Black Panther and Spider-Man. It's so well handled.
That Black Panther chase scene alone, just from the moment he starts fighting Bucky, I was on point.
Yeah,
and then that chase scene,
you saw the shadow just fly across.
It's so well done that you could even argue that even if they did not do a Black Panther movie, they introduced Black Panther perfectly.
Yeah, from the death of his father, the UN and all that kind of stuff. But what I was really worried about going into the film was how they were going to introduce Spider-Man. Were they going to stop the film? And they kind of do, but they make it work somehow because they set up with Tony Stark to begin with. Yeah. But I love how they introduced Tom Holland as Spider-Man.
So I had a big problem with I remember when they were bringing back Spider-Man and we knew Spider-Man was coming back. This is when it was quote-unquote announced. Marvel got back Spider-Man.
Right. And that was after the god-awful Amazing Spider-Man 2.
This is the boardroom deal that you liked. So it's like, big boardroom deal again, back a character. Who did you get? Spider-Man. Great. Love it.
Yes.
Glad to see him in the next movie. But I was worried when I heard, I was like, which Spider-Man are we going to get to? And I wanted either older Peter or Miles Morales.
Yeah.
Didn't want young Peter. Didn't want to see Uncle Ben dumbass get shot again.
Yeah. We've seen that twice before, I think.
But what they do with it, I could live with.
Yeah.
For the most part. And well, we see that with Spider-Man Homecoming as well.
Right.
Where they didn't really address the Uncle Ben thing. They kind of ignore it. But it feels like a Miles Morales character. Yeah. But it's really
I'll give my thoughts on that when we get to Homecoming.
I remember, so shout out to a person I really like online, a guy called Movie Bob. He does the whole what you would have done thing. And I was thinking of something similar. And he said, yeah, we should have gotten older Peter. Like straight up get the same Tobey Maguire Peter. Have him be the Spider-Man for that movie, and then you transition to Miles Morales' character.
Right.
That's why, and I thought that would have worked better. Whatever.
Right.
It's fine.
But so much great moments in that movie. For one thing, that final fight between Bucky and Captain America and Iron Man remains one of my favorite fights ever. Just so emotionally grounded, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know that combo. You know that scene that you love. You know
the one more combos.
Yeah, the one more combo scene. Love that, right? And just the outcome of it though was just like, oh my god, this happened. Like the Avengers split up, but the band split up. Like Jesus, really. And without Thor and Hulk, you know.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. But in some ways, it makes Age of Ultron a little worse. Because for me with Age of Ultron, I thought they should have killed off a bigger character to give Ultron the threatening aspect of it, and I would have killed Thor, you know, kill Thor, but then have it be Tony kind of killed Thor though, like that's the whole point,
right?
Like, it's Tony's fault that Thor dead,
right.
But another thing is that Hulk went missing. Was like, wait, why? Because a Quinjet could go in space somehow.
Yeah.
They didn't explain it. They never explained it. They do a bad job of that little stitching together.
Marvel relies a lot on the good credit that they've built up.
Yes, that's the thing. Civil War spends a lot of credit.
Yes.
That's what it does. It says, look, you had it like this, but we had a hope you liked this from before.
Exactly.
So if you're not into these, I can imagine a lot of people not
There's a lot of, you know what? We built up some faith. Let's spend some of
that. Spend a good bit of it. And the movie is very self-assured in its way.
Yes.
In itself to do that. And for the most part, it works.
And who could forget, boy, that battle royale, boy. That splash page of a fight scene with all your heroes in it. Amazing.
Yeah.
One of the riskiest, boldest scenes the MCU have pulled off, and they pulled it off immensely well.
Yeah.
I love that.
There's another case where the comic nerds would again they wear their own crap. So you have a bunch of idiots who will find out and should have dozens of characters. It's like, but you can't do that.
You can't.
Sorry.
Exactly. Just take what you have, man. I mean, come on. You get to see
one
Ant-Man be Ant-Man.
with that scene,
and
that's War Machine not dying.
Oh yeah, he just kind of come out with a broken leg.
I honestly felt like somebody had to die.
But in the trailer, they kind of hint at it, like he would have died, you know?
Well, like I said, I stayed away from trailers.
Oh, okay, but they hint at it.
And of course, in Civil War, we know that Cap dies in the comics.
Right.
So when I saw, we're not losing Cap.
Yeah.
We need to lose somebody, and it's like, for me, it was anticlimactic in that sense. That's where Civil War fails me, in that I'm led up to believe that these type of individuals could go up against each other and nobody dies.
You know?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I mean, the fight was always a kind of like glove kind of fight.
They held back. That is true.
It didn't feel, at no point it felt serious. It's only when...
Yeah. It is addressed in Homecoming too, when Tony tells Peter that if Spider-Man
which is something I got into an argument about, because Spider-Man's clearly stronger than Tick, though.
Yeah, but is he a skilled fighter?
Right, and the whole leverage versus
and I always kind of choose skill over strength in a fight.
Right.
Okay. So after Civil War, we got the surprisingly great Doctor Strange.
Right.
For one thing, just say this right off the bat, them visuals, boy.
Okay, so
visuals.
I'll admit that Doctor Strange I'll admit I have a big bias towards Doctor Strange because the guy who was partial credit in writing is C. Robert Cargill, who is he used to be on Spill.com, which I was a huge fan of.
Right.
Shout out to the people at Double Toasted.
Yeah,
big fan of the dude. Oh, by the way, I think his new book was shortlisted for an Arthur C. Clarke Award, which is congrats to that dude. Yeah. And so to hear that he got through with Doctor Strange was like, dude, we arrive, because I'm a big part of that old fan base now. But the movie is a little style over substance.
It is. Lots of psychedelic visuals. Very reliant on it too.
Right, very reliant on it. I had some issues with the main plot in terms of Mordo's arc. the Ancient One's arc and Doctor Strange arc and Caecilius, what they should have done with that is have Caecilius be the one to reveal the situation to Mordo. It should have been Doctor Strange. Like, Doctor Strange should have been part of that relationship triangle.
Okay.
It should have been Caecilius, so you understand why he leave, and then because she's a hypocrite, and then he exposes the Ancient One to Mordo. And that is what that should have played out. Another problem I had was Doctor Strange, look, I know he's smart and everything, but him holding his own against Caecilius is nonsense. Didn't like that.
Yes, I remember.
I find they should just have the goon take and then have Mordo fight Caecilius directly.
I'll tell you something. In watching it over the second time, that did come up to me as well. It's like, shouldn't he have his ass handed to him immediately?
Exactly. Because because you see Caecilius beat one of the masters or whatever it is.
I think how they balance that though is there's a lot of trial and error, so to speak, a lot of luck and chance going on in that scene, and then the cape comes in and basically saves him.
I'll say if the cape came in sooner, it would have worked. Like if you really get the sense, okay, he can't fight Caecilius, and then the cape saves him. That would have worked.
Because they don't really give us an idea of how long he stayed in Kandahar.
Still,
is that the name of the place?
Kamataj.
I think that's how it's pronounced.
But for me, the things I take away from it is the importance of time and the danger of ego.
Right.
Because all the characters seem to suffer from ego on different levels, you know? And then, of course, the way time plays into all of that. Because you have Strange basically setting aside his ego and dying multiple times to save the world, you know?
Yeah.
What else? Again, because of the size over substance, but the style is very good. I mean,
especially them visuals.
It's visuals pulled directly out of the comics.
Yeah, the big early sequence where he goes off.
I love that. I love
that. Really
I was like, holy shit, let's do that again.
I love the whole fractal dynamics to the special effects. That shit looks
that Inceptionist kind of graphics. I love that.
Great.
And
the whole backward time thing. I mean, I thought that was just
very creative, very smart,
pretty damn cool, pretty damn clever. And then the final ending with the boss. It's like you think it's just gonna be a dumb boss battle, and they do something so clever with it by just have Doctor Strange just do the water drip torture test on him, just straight up like annoy the hell out of the man, and then have him promise that
Mamu, I've come to negotiate.
And he don't get what, and I like that how all of these powers don't get that it have other power in the universe that they can't handle. So Dormammu powerful, but he can't deal with the Infinity Stone.
Exactly.
They make that work.
I really enjoy Doctor Strange. Still to this day, I wonder why I didn't win Best Visual Effects. I mean, Jungle Book won, but you know,
which movie won?
Jungle Book won for that.
Yeah, that was BS.
But
hated that.
What still baffles me to this day is that freaking Suicide Squad.
And
the same year wins for best makeup and hairstyle
over they win an Academy Award. It's like
Doctor Strange.
No, over Star Trek.
Yeah, over Star Trek, and I think it's a Swedish film. I can't remember what it was, but I think I reviewed it. But Suicide Squad won an Oscar, and Doctor Strange didn't.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So basically, what looked like cosplay.
Yeah. Like, credit where credit is due. The makeup look good, but oh gosh, man, it's makeup, man.
Yeah, but it's just really expensive cosplay.
Yeah, it's makeup.
Nothing special about it. To me, Star Trek should have get away.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever.
Right, so cut to 2017 now. And we had a slew, we had three great MCU movies. First was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which really surprised me from an emotional perspective.
Right.
Like, for one thing, you made Yondu, who I didn't really quite dig in the first movie. I cared for this guy, dude, even up to his untimely death. But I was really feeling this character. Just for everybody in the film, you know? Even right down to Kurt Russell, of all people, who plays the villain in it. But I thought that as far as sequels go, this is probably, along with Winter Soldier, of course, one of the best sequels in the MCU thus far. It was bigger and bolder, but at the same time, way more emotionally grounded.
So I had some issues with it at the first time seeing it. I was kind of annoyed, and you Summer was the result of some of that.
Baby
Groot.
We got late.
You got so late. Whatever. The problem I had with it was it had good emotions, like all the father stuff, because that was the big theme of it, right? Shitty fathers. But that stuff just didn't tie into the plot particularly well, in my opinion. So it was going good, it's funny, and then they did, Gamora and Nebula doing the whole therapy session. It's a good scene. but it didn't tie to the main plot particularly well. And they should have stitched. If we could have stitched together a little better, I would have liked it more. Still liked it, had a lot of fun, but it was just good character piece, not plot elements. It was ultimately non-consequential. Only in the sense that it just develops Peter's character somewhat, maybe. And then it links back to, Infinity War makes that movie a little better because you get to see the results of the therapy session.
The family dynamic.
Right.
For me too,
I do.
I enjoyed it more the second time around.
Right.
Yeah, me too. It's really... Yeah, trust me, like the second time I saw that, because the first time is, flashy, psychedelic visuals all up in my face. Yeah. Wow, this is too much. But then afterwards, like, okay, now I really get it. Now I really understand what's going on with the characters and whatnot.
Yeah.
Right, so after Guardians Volume 2, we got the surprisingly entertaining as well and just downright fun Spider-Man Homecoming.
Right.
One of the most fun Spider-Man movie I've ever seen, honestly.
Alright, so it's a movie, again, is another bias towards things. So again, I wanted the older Peter or Miles Morales. I like what they did with it. What I liked about this is that they address all the Spider-Man things. It's because I'm a big Spider-Man fan, they address all the Spider-Man references. Hey, what if Spider-Man have no buildings to swing about?
Yeah, to swing up.
Little shit like that.
Great scenario, by the way.
The outfit itself, why would the outfit be tight? Well, the movie explains it. It's more like a kind of de-inflation kind of thing.
Yes.
Clever. They address all the little small things of him just being a kid. The school stuff was great.
Love that.
They did
back and forth
because the purpose of it was just to say, okay, let's puzzle piece, the Spider-Man into the MCU now. Justify why it is. They made one really grave error, which from what I understand, it's Sony's was the cause of that, which is the 8 years later thing.
Okay.
That was a huge mistake that totally threw out the timeline. And Infinity War pretty much debunks it because in Infinity War you hear Iron Man say 6 years later.
Right.
Whatever. A lot of it doesn't. It is very shallow though, as a film. But because I'm biased towards it, I didn't care. But the movie catch you, and they hit you with that scene with the Vulture.
Of course, great villain. Thanks to Michael Keaton.
When you open the door.
Steps up,
and they keep it small and simple.
That entire scene is, I always find the more intimate a villain hero scene is, the better it looks.
It is,
And for me, again, first time I saw it, I just thought it was okay.
Right.
And I think it's because I was weaned on the fact that Spider-Man is supposed to be older. Right. And once I put that aside and I allowed myself to embrace a younger Spider-Man, I enjoyed it a lot more the second time around. And I understood it more, I should say.
Because you see, again, Marvel and Disney understand long-term actors have to stick around. Because I really suspect after Robert Downey, and I do think, in Infinity War, he's going to die in the next movie. Tom Holland going to be the focus now. I think they're going to shift gears and have him really think. So, they had to do
Which makes sense, actually.
Right. So, they had to do things this way. So, to have it make sense in the long run. Again, this is called planning.
Yes.
Planning.
Yes. Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So, afterwards, I believe it was either October, I think it was November when it came out, we got Thor Ragnarok, which basically took all the Shakespearean vibe of the first film and
hit you a flash goal.
Just threw that all the way and say, here's what we're going 80s, we're going Saturday morning cartoon with this one. Not too much, of course, but just in terms of the visuals and just with the style and
DC
just everything.
needs to do this to Superman.
Yeah.
On some level, they need to humanize that character. So people could relate a bit more.
They try to do it with Justice League a little bit, and I liked some of that, but
so most importantly, what Thor Ragnarok did is that it, for once, took this character that has taken itself so seriously since the first film and say, here's what, let's have fun with this big beefy guy with a hammer that shoots lightning bolts, right? Let me have fun with this. Let me just go crazy with this. And while I felt that the serious moments wouldn't handle as well as all that, it's almost like, oh yeah, Asgard's destroyed, haha, but here's this nice little joke. But I still had a blast with this one.
Right. I defend this movie a lot because Taika Waititi is perfect for this. Because I keep saying, look, I don't want to. Well, the thing is, even though these movies are very political, this was political in a really interesting way. The movie was pretty post-colonial. Like, it was straight up saying, look, this system cannot even survive, even if it tries to fix its mistakes or covers up its mistakes. That's the problem with colonialism. You can't fix it.
Even Jeff Goldblum's brilliant end credits.
Right,
it's a tie.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But that's tell you how pathological, that's tell you how pathological the whole thing is. And you're gonna have a reckoning. And they made it work. It's like, Asgard had a go. Sorry.
Yeah.
And they made that whole premise. They do what they do with Valkyrie, what they do with the character I like the most, Korg.
Oh,
he was
no.
greeted it. I think that's Taika.
That's
Waititi.
Taika, yeah.
I'll bring up Korg with Infinity War, but continue.
Right. You know the other interesting stuff with and the stuff with Hela. Hela's was a pretty good villain.
Yeah.
Given
Kate Blanchett.
Yeah.
You could tell she was having a blast with it.
given the context of what she was doing, she's like, nothing gonna stop this cycle of violence. And why does you think you could stop it? And then, especially when they have Odin just bug out now. And leave them with this mess to clean up. It's like, that's how it is work. And it's a movie that jokes.
Yes.
But then they hit you with this context, like when you're thinking about it, how dark and disturbing the whole thing is.
Yeah.
A lot of it works. I enjoy it. It's really funny. It does work. But they hit you with the message, like, Asgard had to kind of go. So to say it was eventual though.
Yeah.
I always say it's the most comic booky in all the Marvel movies in terms of visuals. It's just a comic book come to life. It's they take scenes from Kirby's work and they just splash it on screen. And I love the I love the Hulk stuff. Granted, it's not Planet Hulk. It's not what we thought we were gonna get from that whole Hulk thing, but it worked. I like this big spoiled kid who just was enjoying himself, you know. And the introduction of Valkyrie. I totally agree with you guys. I don't think you could have done Thor any better than what you did with Ragnarok.
Yeah, for me, it just has this kind of 80s cult movie vibe to it, like a Big Trouble in Little China or Ghostbusters. It just has that,
I really thought they would have played out Ragnarok a lot more seriously. But no, what they do with it is deeper.
Yeah.
I find what they did with it was much smarter, much deeper. And it subverted your expectation, because the logic is, Loki has to be the one to start Ragnarok. Yep, he did it. In the end, he did start Ragnarok. They made it work. But the Ragnarok ended up being a good thing, not a bad thing. I like that. I really, really like that idea. Ragnarok was a good thing, something that you dread, but nope, it ended up making the universe better overall when you think about it.
Yeah. All right, so cut to 2018 now, and now we were given, actually in February, we were given easily the most iconic, the most important, most significant entry in the MCU, Black Panther. This was a cultural, global phenomenon. This is revolution. It was like all these big, all these popular black actors and actresses on screen, showing a black superhero for the first time in like a long time. I think last time I believe was when Blade Trinity came out, which was heaven knows when. Showing us the amazing world of Wakanda, introduced us to great characters like Okoye and Shuri and whatnot, giving us a great villain in the form of Killmonger, excellent performance by Michael B. Jordan, and just a downright great hero, a superhero film. Even though I will argue that not enough Black Panther stuff in it, in it. Little piece in this use here or there, but other than that though, and yes, it does live up to the hype, but not to the point that I would say it is one of the best MC movies like ever. Put this number one on my list.
So this is a case of, again, much like with Thor Ragnarok, if you don't know what to look for, you won't see the quote-unquote deeper level stuff, right? Again, Marvel movies have always been political, and this one is probably by far the most political. It almost, once you think about it like that, that's why it shoots up a lot of ranks to be, as it is. Because if I just were to read it surface level, it's like Avatar.
It's an okay,
It's okay, not that good. But when they decide, they have little simple things like the shot with Nakia, Okoye, and T'Challa together with the Central African flag colors. Simple stuff like that.
Yes.
They're
each wearing the colors of the flag.
Exactly. All these little references to just African colonialism, just references to the relationship between the Black American experience to the African experience, and to the general African diaspora. Because that's kind of the whole point of Killmonger, right? You have this group of African, people in the diaspora just complete subservient. Even though they are quote-unquote point for the wealthiest, their lives are by far the worst. And you had to get into the debate about that. And that's the thing, it brought up all of those issues in a script. And like, holy shit. Oh, another thing, it straight up do a better feminism movie than Wonder Woman.
Yes, it did.
Like, holy shit. Like, you have 3 independent female characters, and all of them have their own arc and working. And they clearly cut stuff for time. But like, all of this work though. Like, holy crap. It is a lot of fun. It's a big crowd pleaser. And
of course,
to me, I rank it quite high. It's only because I'm a big goddamn nerd, I couldn't rank it as high as the stuff that really nerded me out. But it has me as a pretty high rank in the
and another amazing thing before we get to Summer is that it got not just Marvel fans, but people who just don't really care about superhero movies altogether
you
to
could
see
have
this.
seen it in the crowd.
In many ways, it's a perfect Marvel movie to introduce people to this.
Yes.
Because it's like, well, okay, it makes what, 2 references or 3 references at most to the rest of the MCU. Let's talk about the father dying and Zemo. They talk about Bucky at the end, and you probably see a little reference to World War II with the opening little weird sand sequence thing.
Right.
That's it. That's it. You could just watch this movie on its own. It makes money on its own. So I remember making the joke about, okay, is this going to make as much money or more than Civil War? Sorry, not Civil War, Infinity War. And I do think Infinity War could have beat it, and I think Infinity War pretty much on schedule to beat it at this point. But if this beat Infinity War, that won't be the biggest surprise. This one felt more like Avatar.
Right.
It felt more general. It didn't, because it's MCU, even though the MCU is pretty big, it's still pretty inclusive. It still has an inside baseball nerd feel to everything. Right? So you could see a lot of people just being excluded from that. This just opened things up.
That's exactly the key to this movie.
Exactly.
Is what you're saying there. Exclusivity versus inclusivity. Because people felt connected to this movie. Everybody I spoke to who saw this movie, like you say, I have a friend, she's not a movie person at all. She's all about books. And she went to see this and she said she felt so connected to the material. And because, of course, you have that Guyanese character of Shuri, Guyanese born.
That's great,
My friend is Guyanese. I say you have Trinidadians in the audience connecting with that Trinidadian character. Right? And then you have the general black people connecting with this character in a way that they've never connected with any character prior to this. Not that they don't enjoy Cap and Black Widow and stuff, but you're not connecting with them. And then you have the female experience. You have this man who's actually taking advice. He's not just saying, well, you talk, you're a woman, I'll talk, you talk, but I'm not listening. He was actually saved by women in this movie. Right? He's guided by women in this movie. He's protected by women in this movie. So all of that, including the awesome Killmonger, the way that character is.
And we ended the debate of who better, Killmonger or other villains. I mean, we talk about Thanos. I personally like Killmonger the most. Mostly because of the pathos of the character. Thanos still too out there god-like. That's why I can't get into Thanos as much. Thanos is still great. But
I'm the complete opposite, sorry. I'm the complete opposite.
But to me, that's the whole thing when you find out what went down with him, that whole backstory, how disturbing he is when you think about it. A lot of that works for me in many ways. So it was just so well told. And again, subtext. Oh shit, this is what you're talking about. He just had some good workable thing. Again, if you want to get into the nitpickies, it little on the unpolished side in terms of some of the editing.
Some of the CG
was
especially with that Busan chase scene, that car chase scene.
Right.
And the ending too. The ending chase, the ending fight sequence, it's not.
Oh as soon as when it went into the whole the subway thing.
The underground train railroad station.
Oh yeah. Wow.
That's what I'm telling you.
There's a lot of
seriously
stuff like that.
Don't figure that out. Wow.
That's a little stuff.
There's a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah, and you'll pick up as like, oh shit, this is what I'm about. Okay. Okay.
Right.
Okay. All right.
And now we get to the moment, boy. This is the 19th film in the MCU. So the 20th, of course, will be Ant-Man and the Wasp, which we get in August, or is it July?
I think so.
Right.
Yeah.
But this one, 19, I'll just see this right off the bat, feels like the season finale
right.
for me of this Phase 3, basically. So, Summer, you just want to fill us in, just run through just the premise of Infinity War?
Well, we've reached a point where Thanos has his gauntlet, and now he's seeking out the Infinity Gems or Infinity Stones, whichever you want to call it. And of course, the only thing standing between him and total annihilation is the Avengers. So that's basically it.
Yeah,
I love that premise. That's just so simple. That's just a paragraph long, right?
So he sends his gang. He sends his gang to Earth. You start some fighting. You have to Tony Stark and Steve Rogers not on talking terms, but Tony.
As Mark rightfully said, Thanos is coming. It doesn't matter who you're talking to.
Right. So they decide to contact Steve on the trap phone, and they make they get together. Then the Guardians bounce up with Thor, and they stitch together everything. All these main characters, basically pretty much every MCU movie culminates in this one thing, and then they unite Thanos. And then the big smart move they did, really smart move. It's really Thanos' movie.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
He's essentially the protagonist of the movie.
Yes, it is.
Essentially. He's the star.
Like I told a friend of mine, no villain is a villain in their own story.
Right. Right.
So if you look at it from Thanos' point of view, this is Thanos' hero story.
Right.
Yeah.
And he has a full arc.
Yeah.
Full hero's journey.
Yep.
Solves it, does it. He ascends to a higher level because you see that with the Soul Stone thing.
Yes.
And then he actually wins. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Big
Quite
spoiler.
amazingly so too.
And I really like this movie. Again, it has all of the same problems that Civil War had. Remember I mentioned where it's all about the good versus the perfect. You know, it's not a tight movie. It has its problems. It doesn't flow. Some things don't flow it well. It has what I call, what you call it in writing terms, or in informal writing terms, the plot-induced stupidity, where characters have to move a little dumb.
To move things forward.
Or characters are a little incompetent to push things forward. You see a lot of that in this. The runtime is a little tight, given all the crap they have. So it was 2.5 hours, I think. Or
2:45.
2:40, right? Okay, so
it's 2.5. Well, according to IMDb.
Really? Okay, because I heard 2:45.
It could have been. But it should have been 2:45.
But it should have been 3 hours. So if you want to fish stuff, no, I can imagine something on the DVD. Will be that 3 hour run, whatever.
Yeah. I can imagine that though, like a director's cut of this movie.
Yeah, because a couple things felt thrown to the side, like the whole not addressing Bruce and Nat, things like that.
No, they straight up off panel Xander.
Yes.
From Guardians. It's like, wait, how Xander lose? Like they didn't have any of the gems at the time. So how Xander lose? Well, apparently Xander loses and they get washed, like from what I understand they're gone.
Yeah.
Like, half of them.
Or whatever,
half, right?
I don't know.
Gets rid of half.
But
so.
I don't know what they do with the whole guy. I assume
we have to have a Nova Corps at some point.
That's the thing. That's the thing. So you're not sure what you're gonna do with that. Then what else you see? We'll probably see that in like Captain Marvel or something because she's connected to them anyway. So then they start the movie in a really dark circumstances. We get to see Thor Ragnarok. We thought the Asgardians gonna turn out nice, not so much.
Yeah.
Thanos just straight up come in. And he straight up street fight Debo, beat down Hulk.
Yes.
Really well done.
Yeah.
What else?
But before I forget, just to jump into spoilers here, because we did see at the very beginning, this is a spoiler heavy review of this film, right?
Right.
Was that Korg that you heard at the beginning of the movie, like when you see the Marvel logo? Because listening to the voice, I was like...
It's Kenneth Branagh. The person who's talking, calling for help.
Yeah,
and
really?
The Guardians here.
Already?
It's Kenneth Branagh.
Already, I did not know.
So he was playing who then?
No, just somebody on a talk.
Just,
it was just a cameo.
It's just a little wink, nod
okay,
to him because it's Thor.
Okay, I did not know.
Oh, okay, that's
okay, I did
yeah.
not know that. Wow.
But on the subject of that though, like seeing that intro, and I love that intro. I love how right off the gate is like, all right, we are establishing here just how dark and depraved this guy is, right?
Yeah.
We attack the Asgardian ship. We wipe everybody out.
Well, half.
Well,
Thor
half.
keeps saying half.
Yeah, no,
At
I heard
point,
that.
half
Although the thing is, he blew up his ships. It's like, who's this half?
I'm not too sure if he got some people off in maybe little pods or whatever.
All right, well, to me, I kind of read it like nearly everybody got wiped out, though. That's the thing. Yeah. And when I saw it again, I was like, all these people who left Asgard in Thor Ragnarok, they're doomed.
Well, Asgardians seem to be going to be the rarest race to exist at this point in time. There wasn't that many of them on that ship to begin with. Maybe, what, a couple hundred?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was just brutal.
But yeah, we were introduced to Thanos.
Right.
Quite excellently so. I thought that Josh Brolin just
killed
it. Bravo performance here. Yeah. And just seeing how powerful he was, when he faced Hulk, when he grabbed Thor by the head and whatnot. Yeah. And then, of course, that moment, before we get to that moment, where they kill Idris Elba's character. Right. Like, just stabs him, you know what I mean?
What I love about the beginning, too, as well, is it doesn't just establish his brutality, it establishes his intelligence, because he sees Loki's deception coming from a mile away.
Yes.
So I like that about the character. It's not just a big dumb brute.
Yeah, no, they already make Thanos no nonsense, and he's way better than the comic Thanos. This Thanos is much better. Much like with Civil War, I prefer film Civil War over comic Civil War.
Right.
Film Thanos is by far superior.
I absolutely agree with you on this one.
The whole Lady Death crap.
Yes.
Right.
I'm so glad they dropped that.
Just to segue into the comic one, right? So going into this film, right, I personally didn't want to recap all the movies and stuff like that. Well, I tried, right? But the thing is, I wanted to learn more about Thanos himself. Like, why should we care about this guy?
Right.
So I got around to reading the only thing that I read basically was the 5-part Thanos Rising, which came out a few years ago. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was actually surprised by the whole he's in love with death kind of thing. But then when you think about this, like, well, death is the personification of this Gale from even when he was young, and death just kept getting older as he got older. I was like, all right, so. And then when he came back to Titan, when he wiped everything out, death is like a skull, like a skeleton now. I was like, okay.
They basically retcon it, where now what happened is he's born to a family. And he looks the way he looks.
Yes.
He's abandoned as a child.
Yeah, his mother wanted to kill him like as soon as he was born.
Yeah, as he was born. She despised what he looked like. And she was like, okay, get rid of it.
And then, spoiler alert, he came back and killed his mother.
He was sold into slavery. So his life is very hard establishing why he would become such a hard person.
But his motivation was kind of weird though. Just getting back to the comic book character. Because in it was like, all right, I need to understand the idea behind life and death. So I'm just going to pick random people and animals off and dissect them because I want to learn. Yeah. And then when he met with death, it's like, all right, well, death is telling me to do this stuff. But then he kind of he kind of pushes that aside. He says, well, no, I know he just knocks up some woman across the universe. Then death come and tell him, well, now you had to kill your baby mamas and the babies now. So he goes back and kills them. Yeah. And it's like, it's just all over the place.
The comics don't work.
It don't work at all.
The story for Thanos does not work.
But it's a dated, like, out there drug trip kind of plot.
Yeah.
It's a drug trip plot.
Yeah.
Right.
And what they do with this, say, okay, look, you can argue it don't make sense in its own right, but it works logically in the sense of this is what a crazy person would think like. It's a fanatic's plan.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what it does. And you know the fanatic, when he don't get through, he's double down on the nonsense.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. They made a really smart choice. They reference what he was on Titan. He was just a normal guy on Titan.
Yeah.
And then but he had a plan. It was a crazy plan. They take him, and then he justifies his claims with anecdote, right?
Yes.
Like, my plan failed. And then when he talked to Gamora, your plan was failing too.
Yeah.
And if I didn't do what I did.
He's basically an eco-terrorist.
A little bit.
That's what he is.
Right.
And the thing about it is, like, in watching it, why I agreed with you that I kind of rate him higher than Killmonger. It's what you relate to. It's relative. Yeah. And I relate to that message a little bit more because I say things like that. I catch myself saying things like that. Yeah. You go on a hike and you look around and you're like, if we all disappear right now,
all of this go fix
everything is perfect and nothing changes. Yeah. We are the quote-unquote plague on this planet.
Right. Human beings are disease.
Yeah,
so we are the cure.
I get it. Granted, it's psychotic what he's doing, but I get it.
Right. Yeah, and it works. It's a good comic plot. It had that weird Malthusian end to things.
And I also got the theology of it, because when I'm like breaking it down and I'm looking it over and I'm like, there's 6 gems. And God created the world in 6 days. Right. And Thanos literally rests on the 7th day. He did that.
Yes,
It's like the theology of it, the whole kind of rapture-like thing that's going on. Yeah. It's I think there's a lot of interesting themes.
Right.
If you dig deeply enough, or you could just enjoy it on the surface.
But what they do with it is the whole good versus the perfect thing. Because once you get into the utopic mindset, the problem with the utopic mindset is that the price is never too high. If you want to make a perfect world, how high is the price? You get $1 million, $1 billion, it doesn't matter in the future because that's the whole thing.
And Gamora addresses that when she asks him.
Exactly, how much are you going to kill?
Oh yeah, did you get what you want? Yes. Yeah. What did it cost? Everything.
Right.
Yeah. And as you say that, I actually really appreciate that little scene near the end because at first it kind of caught me off guard. I was like, okay, is this in Thanos' head or is it similar to like what happened when he sacrificed Gamora and then he kind of woke back up in that that little pool?
That is a dimension of the soul world. It's almost like heaven.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I actually love the aesthetic of it. I love that you see young Gamora.
He's take an axe to the chest. That's what it's like.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah. but I like how she says. I forgot what she said. Basically, it was like, did you get it?
Did you get what you wanted?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he says yes. And she said, what did it cost?
Yeah, what did it cost?
And
I actually love that.
And you see, she looks scared. She looks sad.
But just getting back to the whole Asgardianship, right? So getting back to the comics, actually, I should say. So I only got around to reading the first issue of the Infinity Gauntlet, right?
Right.
And from there, got to see how maniacal of a villain Thanos was, and how obsessed he was with death, that he was just doing all this stuff to please her. And she was like, no, I don't care, right? Yeah. But then also too, I like the little reference that they make here in Infinity War here, where instead of the Silver Surfer being cast onto Earth and smashing through Doctor Strange's place, it's the Incredible Hulk.
Right.
Yes.
And that was the last sacrifice that that Idris Elba's character does.
I also somebody say, no, they should have sent Thor instead. And I was like, no, what I thought it was a quick spell. And he had to send Hulk because Hulk was from Earth originally. Yeah. And then Hulk would have survived the thing. It's Hulk. He could survive that kind of fall.
Yeah, we don't know if Thor would survive that type of re-entry into
No, I think he'd survive, but what I suspect, I
think too is because Hulk was closest and Heimdall was weak.
But here's my in-universe answer for it, is that he just had a way to pull wherever it was from your original thing. So if he send Hulk the same spell, he just sent Hulk to Asgard, because Asgard he dies where he's from, and Asgard not there anymore. So Hulk was like the best candidate. It's little stuff like that.
It makes sense too, and Hulk left from that initial area.
They did some big changes, like so you see how they changed Silver Surfer to Hulk. They did
they changed Red Skull, Lady Death.
I was thinking Mephisto.
I was thinking that because in Infinity Gauntlet, Mephisto was with
Mephisto. Well, I thought they were gonna do that with Loki initially. That Loki was going to be the Mephisto part, because Mephisto was kind of little treacherous, like himself.
And good thing to bring up that too, Ricardo, because that would have been interesting if Loki was the Mephisto character.
Right, I thought it was
here. But then, Loki was like, all right, maybe, and it's a funny thing.
But that makes sense, because it's a full arc for Loki now.
Right.
Well, Loki actually a proud Asgardian. Yeah, he's a proud Asgardian.
And the funny thing is, because my friend said, well, you turn Loki good in Ragnarok. You're gonna die in this one, right? And I was like, oh gosh, man. Maybe not. Maybe he might live. Oh no. I see Loki try to stab Thanos. He's like, nah, choke your ass to that. Boom, the end. And I just love that shot where Thor goes up to his brother and he's like weeping and stuff. That is just so powerful. But just thinking about what they went through over the whole Thor trilogy and Avengers, leading up to this point. Really sad. So now we cut to now Doctor Strange is brought into the story here when Hulk comes down to Earth. We see Iron Man, what Tony Stark is talking to Pepper Potts, and one question, guys. Well, maybe you all might know the answer to this. When you talk about that dream that he had a son, his name is Morgan. Is that a real character in the Marvel universe? Morgan Stark.
Yes,
I thought it was.
But it's not a son. It is a uncle or something like that. It's not like that. They just pull the name apparently.
Right. I thought it was gonna make that a callback in the ending. With people disappear. So I would have personally go darker with the whole ending scene.
Who knows? Maybe the plan is that eventually, when everything is done, Pepper is pregnant.
Right.
So.
But I thought baby was gonna disappear. I thought it was gonna be the leftovers thing.
Right.
Because we've seen from Spider-Man Homecoming, arguably a little bit from Civil War, that Tony really is clinging to this fatherhood thing, you know?
Yes.
I think it's his way of wanting to right the wrongs that he's done.
His father did. Well, what he did and what his father did.
Yes, so, and we have him having that relationship with Peter, so...
Yeah, to make it work.
Right. On the subject of Peter, I love his introduction into the story. We know him on the bus. That was in the trailer, by the way.
We're all gonna die.
Just having his friend do that was just great.
I don't think that was a distraction. No. I think he actually panicked when he saw that thing.
He did. That was no distraction. And I love the Stanley cameo. They just get that out of the way one time. He's like, folks, get that out of the way.
Poor
Boom,
Stan.
end, right? Spider-Man get like a boss in this one. I love how Iron Man had his nanotech.
I love the introduction of Iron Spider. It was just perfectly timed.
Here's the one thing that used to bother me in the comics. Why does that Iron Spider only have 3 legs?
Yeah.
It's like, that doesn't make no sense.
It looks like one broke off.
And in the comic, they have him, 4 legs.
Yes, 4 legs. It's balanced. Yes.
Spiders have 8 limbs. Come on. Whatever. Iron Spider was great. It looked great. It operated really cool. They had Spidey, just kicking a lot of ass. I had a little issue with Baby Moore's death. I thought that was a little too quick.
I like the little callback to Black Panther. What are those? When he saw his legs, what are those?
Right. They made it. They did the whole. Ebony Moore's opening action sequence. I thought was great.
Yes.
He basically won. I mean, you just straight up one-on-one taking down Doctor Strange. He knocked him out, and oh shit.
When he
like,
tells him, oh, you must be popular with kids.
Yeah.
The level, the level of power.
Yeah, and he just knock him out and just put him to sleep. He just sleeper hold him with some wires.
Yeah.
Like, damn. Like, that was fast. And then he just have this, the telekinesis is really on point. I love a lot of that.
Yes.
He fight with Tony and then Peter. That opening action sequence was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, really cool. And then they go into space, and then again I thought they would do the baby thing because she tried to make a call.
Yes.
And she couldn't get through. She couldn't get through, and that was.
And I was like, well, I had this E2T reservation, but you had to cut that off, that kind of thing.
Because I'm wondering if the call is like you said. Maybe she's like,
I feel that might be the opening
maybe
sequence.
She did take a pregnancy test after their conversation to realize that she's pregnant.
Yeah. What else?
Yeah. The Guardians of the Galaxy. Their introduction I thought was pretty
Love
cool.
it.
Rubber band.
Very, very clever of using that song, bringing us back into that world.
Yeah.
Even though the tone of the film is supposed to be kind of dark and drab, because of what's going on.
Yeah.
I like that it reminds us, hey, we could still have fun, which is something we'll talk about later on, right? So I love the introduction. I love how Thor got into
and I love how much it was a Guardians of the Galaxy moment.
Yes,
Drax
that
sleeping on
visuals
himself.
alone look so gorgeous. Yeah.
It was just their dynamic is just so laid back compared to the Avengers.
Yeah.
They're more of a family unit. Not saying the Avengers don't love each other, but they struggle so much with their I this way and that way.
Yeah.
Where the Guardians are just a bunch of space pirates.
Exactly.
And then they bring in the plot smart where they say, okay, like they get a distress call, it's Thor.
Yes.
And they get to Thor.
Yeah.
They make it work. That's the whole sequence.
I love the moment with I love the scenes with Thor and Star-Lord. I thought those scenes
Chris
were
and
very
Chris.
good. Yeah.
And it's funny.
Especially with Star-Lord trying to imitate her.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know
You're
what you're
making
doing.
your
that kind
voice
of-
deeper. I love how they call each other and their bullshit because that is so Guardians. So,
Yes.
They don't let you get away with anything.
Yeah, but then we get to this kind of interesting subplot that I didn't really see coming, which was where Thor basically had to go and build this
get a new
axe,
weapon.
basically.
Yes.
The
Stormbreaker.
Stormbreaker.
Which
but-
actually belongs to Beta Ray Bill in the comics, not Thor.
Okay.
The horse face looking
Yeah,
Thor.
yeah.
Right. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Didn't know
that's
that.
Beta
Right.
Ray.
No, I'm glad they used Stormbreaker instead. It's
Right.
fine.
Yeah.
And what caught me off guard is that I figured they'd be going to try. They basically they'd split up to try and find the gem, but not so much going to get a new weapon. Basically.
But no, that's the thing. They had to set that up because, okay, so this is a kind of weird inconsistency from Thor Ragnarok because wasn't he just a lightning guy kicking all of the ass?
I know, right?
They really need a weapon, so they say that are you the god of hammers?
Yes.
So
I think
that's a little off.
At the same time, though,
But at the
he's
same time,
a warrior, and a warrior needs his weapon.
He straight up said he
you
need
know?
a Thanos killer.
Yes.
He needs something to take out
Because-
Thanos, and he can't do it on his own. The lightning stuff wasn't enough.
Arguably, he had a fist fight with Thanos and lost.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what
which
we
makes
did not
sense, right.
see.
Right.
So I would argue I want a weapon when the next time I go
Right.
up against this guy.
Right.
Not to mention, we know it's revealed that Stormbreaker has the ability to pull on the Bifrost and teleport you wherever.
Right, exactly. We saw that.
So, his hammer couldn't do that.
Right.
Yeah, we saw that. Yeah. Because we straight up saw that from the events of
Yes.
this movie. That's probably one of the better scenes in the movie.
Yeah.
Right. So I love that the team pretty much split up. So Thor and Groot and Rocket basically went to this planet.
Right.
Nowhere, right? Yes.
No,
not
they
nowhere.
didn't go to
Not nowhere. Sorry.
They
My
went
mistake.
to
Yeah. And never something.
As
It
Drax
sounds
said,
like some
that's a made
perfume.
up word.
It sounds like some perfume or some kind of shit. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's a place.
Yeah, but
Well,
the other team,
it
the
is
other half.
like
went
in
to
the
nowhere.
mythology,
There's a
but-
plot, right? So there's an
yeah.
interesting plot hole that I could have answered for as well. Again, it's fine. I'm shilling for Marvel
Right,
in terms of
right.
the plot hole stuff. Remember Hela saw the Infinity Gauntlet and she just pushed over and said fake.
Fake,
Right.
yes.
So the question is, well, how come they know what an Infinity Gauntlet is?
Right.
Here's the question. That means that people was using Infinity Gauntlets before.
Prior,
In the
yeah.
universe.
Because they had a
Thanos.
mold.
Right, exactly. So
Yeah.
Thanos, like how Thanos know what to look for.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that kind of interesting because that would be really interesting if they do
Yeah.
that history of people who's using these stones in certain
True,
ways
because
before that.
how some people argue it is that if you look at the gauntlet, it's right-handed,
Right.
and Thanos' gauntlet is left-handed.
Right,
So
so
they're
give
saying that's how Helen knew it was fake, but she must have seen it at
Right,
some
there's
point
other
prior to
gauntlets,
that.
yeah, exactly.
So while all this stuff is going on in space, we have Vision and
Right.
Scarlet Witch.
Right.
We see them together.
Yeah.
They more or less move to Scotland
Right.
after
Yeah.
events of Civil War. And right off the bat, we see that Vision is being burned. Something's wrong with his stone, basically. And then they are suddenly attacked by two members of the Black Guard. Those are the
Black
henchmen
Order.
or the
Black Order, yeah.
generals Sorry, Black Order. Sorry, these are the generals of Thanos, right?
Question: was one of them a dark elf?
I don't want to think so.
Elfish look to him. I was trying to figure out what he is.
I was thinking generic bad guy look. So yeah, it's like that.
All of them look great, I thought.
Yeah, I thought.
Especially Carrie Coon. She was what Proxima Midnight. Yeah, loved her design.
Yeah.
Although I wish that it was just her in makeup and not a CG version of her.
Again,
okay, I saw it in the Wakanda scenes. Like, that's
again, practical effects win every time in my book. Yeah. But I understand why you need VFX for something this big.
Right.
I just wish they would enhance and not replace.
Yeah.
That's just my thing.
Right.
Most noticeable with Thanos himself.
Yeah. The fight scene between with Vision and Scarlet Witch versus the
Black Order,
well, Proxima and the other guy.
Right.
I thought it was great.
Good action.
But I love how Cap came in.
Yeah.
And I remember just as you see the silhouette, right? Yeah. And then the Avengers team that came in. And audience was cheering. I was cheering like, oh my god, And then he just comes out these shots.
It just seems like the Black Ops team has arrived. That kind of thing.
Although, I wish that this. I know it was supposed to be a surprise, but I wish that the setup itself was a little bit better. Like maybe a shot, maybe not showing Cap in focus, but him watching the news report, seeing that Scarlet Witch did, and then it's like, oh shit, now I have to get action instead of him just being at that spot at the exact time.
And they do explain it on the ship. They do explain it.
Well, they do the big dramatic effect stuff.
Yeah. They got the call. We know they got the call from
right, from Banner.
But we also know, based on what Widow said to Scarlet Witch when they were on the jet, she said, we made a promise. You are supposed to check in with us. So they knew where they were.
Kind of.
And at the end of the day, all that crap going on, it was pretty easy to track.
Right.
But what I like about the Black Order, what I find cool is that they had to explain this one thing. Doctor Strange and Vision are by far the strongest Avengers.
I was just about to bring that up.
Right, by far.
I was just about to
but what
bring
they do
that
with the Black Order is so perfectly tailor-made into handling anybody who uses an Infinity Gem. So, Vision is all Infinity Gem. So, they just cancel this all. Just
with that one guy's blade is like, I can't move through walls anymore.
I can't phase. I'm not healing properly.
The beam itself, which is like, again, probably the strongest weapon in the
universe. Yes, it was turned against him.
Just totally reflect counter. Same thing with Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange, Ebony Moore shut down Doctor Strange completely. And I like that. You cancel out your powerhouses. So you boil back down your story. You give that's what you have to do. Give an excuse.
Yes.
Shut down Hulk. We know why Hulk get mashed up.
Yes.
Thor all good.
Hulk having psychological.
I know, right?
But, so Thor and Hulk.
Apparently Hulk just too scared.
He have PTSD or something.
Vision. And the man just too scared of Thanos. He doesn't want to come. It's like, no.
Vision is basically robot Superman.
Yes.
So it's like, how are you gonna cancel?
How do you cancel that out? Yeah.
And they make it work. I like that they had Steve and Natasha just come in and like, all right, we had to kick some ass.
Yes.
Or normal.
And Falcon. Because we had to train Falcon.
And it's so well handled and is showing us that Scarlet Witch is definitely better with her abilities, but she's still not a quote-unquote fighter. So she uses it defensively. She does a lot of running. I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, all the action made sense. I thought.
Yes.
I like the fact that we got to see War Machine, and yes, his leg is still, he has this support.
It's his final quarter, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right. I remember. Right. Yeah. I like the decision. Well, okay. I like for one thing that they tie back to the aftermath of Civil War.
Yes.
These heroes going rogue. I love how Cap and the others just come in at just the right time to just be like, "Hey, we're back, bitches. What's up?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like the rather brief moment where Natasha sees Bruce the first time in a long while. I wish they could have expanded on that some more, but I guess maybe the studios was like,
why that wasn't there should have at least been a 5-minute conversation, a 3-minute conversation.
Yeah. But I don't know, it's just that in the next scene it's almost like forgotten. It's just like, hey, cut the next scene.
They cut it down, again, nice runtime stuff. So,
the decision that they made to actually try to get Vision's stone actually kind of makes sense. I like that they actually taken action.
What was it Captain said? We don't trade in lives?
Right. Love that. I love when they do that.
And it made for a nice transition into Wakanda. I love when you hear that and people like, yes. And then when you saw Wakanda, yes.
Gorgensen, the guy who did the
the score, Yeah, I love that
probably
they used
butchering his name, but that score is just
Yeah, and oh yes, on the subject of score though, which is funny because the first time I heard Alan Silvestri's score, remember he did the music for Ready Player One, right?
Right.
Great composer by the way, but the thing is, I felt that some of the songs that they used, the compositions were kind of cliche.
Right.
Like okay, you have the bad guys, so you have that bum bum bum, dum 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 kind of stuff there, den 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 kind of thing. It wasn't obnoxious like the Batman v Superman score where it was den 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 den, right?
Take us seriously.
Yeah, like Junkie XL. Hans Zimmer, come better than that, man.
No, I mean,
but anyway,
it has some moments in Batman Superman I actually like the music in, like the Wonder Woman theme song in
of
context.
course, when that comes in, it's like holy shit. Okay, but the first time I heard the score, like the first half of it, I felt it was kind of like cliche. Hollywood superhero action score, you know, where it's also loud and bam 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 all the time. Like I've heard it before,
right? And
then in the latter half where it got all dramatic and stuff, it's like okay. But then when I listen to it again, when I watch the film again, it's like okay, now I feel the score. Now I'm hearing Thanos' score, and it makes sense. It really adds a lot to him. It's menacing, but at the same time kind of sad. And just for the other characters as well, you know what I mean? But when you hear the Black Panther music, and they literally took that piece of music from Black Panther when you saw T'Challa and Okoye, they literally lift that music from another from the original movie itself. Right? I was like, oh okay, you smart bastard. See what y'all did there. But getting back to Thor, I love the little moments with him and Rocket, for one thing.
Well, don't forget you're missing out the whole Gamora on Nowhere.
Yeah.
I'll get to that, But I love with Thor himself, you know, where he doesn't break down, but it's more like, I've lost so much.
That's a hell of a moment.
I've lost so much.
And it's a moment not just showing us the growth of Thor, but the growth of Rocket.
Yes.
You know, he said, okay, time to go be captain now. Because Rocket has crossed that bridge in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Where he's realizing, I don't have to push everybody away. I don't have to lose everybody that's around me. So... let me see if I can help this guy.
You're right, and I really like that about Rocket. How concerned he was, how he tried to understand where Thor was coming from. But with
and
Thor,
I thought Chris Hemsworth's moment was award winning.
It was. But I like how you could tell he was kind of holding back.
But what I loved about it is his words was the words of a warrior. Right. But there's tears rolling down your face. So, you know, that loss is there. That sadness is there.
Yeah. And I love that line where he says, I'm 1,500 years old and I've faced so many enemies, but nobody has ever like matched me the way how Thanos has. Just paraphrasing here. I really love that.
He keeps like, you know, I will defeat him. Right. But at the same time, there is those tears are there like, you know, I've lost everything. What am I even fighting?
That was like boom.
He still hasn't processed events of Ragnarok properly.
All he has in him right now is the fight. If he stops to think about what is lost, it's everything, it's gone.
So I really love that. Groot aside, you'll get to Groot, you know, he'll play the defender game and all that.
But that's a funny moment where he start I am Groot to his first line and everybody like, whoa! That was funny.
But back to the other team now with Gamora and Drax and Star-Lord and Mantis. We forgot to mention Mantis. Still funny as ever. I really like her. She like real cute in how naive she is and how
something is her name, her real name,
I can't remember. Pom something. Some kind of European name. But I love her moments. Drax though, dropping them kind of jokes, especially the one where we had that dramatic moment with Gamora and Star-Lord, where Gamora say basically, well, if it comes to that moment, you know, please kill me, right? I can't tell you why, but you know, if it comes to that moment, please do.
Swear on your mother. You know?
Swear on your mother, which is a powerful line. I love that.
That adds real depth to that scene. And then what did they do? They lighten it with Drax.
With Drax being very still.
I'm invisible.
You know what I mean? So I love that. But I will lie, I get catch with the moment when they went into nowhere because we saw the Collector, right? Benicio del Toro's character. I was telling myself, okay, he's still alive. All right, okay.
You watch Arrested Development though, right, guys?
Yeah.
You saw the blue guy in the Collector had the blue man when this guy painted himself blue to Spanish, right? Tobias.
I don't notice.
Tobias is in one of the Collectors.
Okay, I didn't notice.
Holy shit. Now I have to see single Jesus, wow. And you know, like when they were going up against Thanos, I was like, all right, this is way too easy. Right. Like Gamora could just come in and stab this guy twice, and that's it, right? even Star-Lord pick up on it, it's like, dude, and then I realize, oh shit, reality stone. Yeah. And then when he kind of show what happens.
But the thing is, her breakdown after she kills him. That love is there. Yes.
This is a clear case of plot-induced stupidity with Thanos, because like, just use you can't send everybody to slinkies. You know, because I thought Drax died. I
thought Drax died. I completely.
Drax and Mantis,
when I saw that happen, but when I saw Mantis blink, I was like, okay, wait a minute.
He's still alive.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. I like how you even set me up with the whole collector thing. It's like collector do it. You know what I mean? That was cool.
I did enjoy that moment though, where. That small moment with Thanos after Star-Lord pulls the trigger, he says, "I like him."
Yeah, because
that's
like already. That's like a very fatally thing to say.
Than you think.
Like, so this is your boyfriend.
You're willing to go to the ends, and I can respect that.
Yeah. But speaking of Gamora, now we had to talk about that father-daughter dynamic too. Where the film literally kind of stops. I think it's right after the whole Thor and Groot scene. I believe it's Thor and Rocket scene. I believe it's at that particular point where the film just cuts to black, and then we see this flashback of where the Black Order and Thanos invades Gamora's home planet, wipes everybody out. And that was just such a powerful moment where he's usually bleeding and telling her, well, just focus on that, look at the balance,
how
right?
Big that blade is in his hand compared to how small it is in his hand.
Yeah, like, and I like where he's like, no, don't look. And like behind you just see people being massacred. Like that was just such a powerful scene. I really love that. But yeah, just the dynamic between the two, and then, well, of course, you have to talk about that fateful moment where they go to that planet that starts with the letter V.
Vormir.
Vormir.
I love the visuals of that planet. First of all, I love them visuals. I was like, holy shit! Just the way how the water, this rings of water, looks so beautiful. And then we saw a character I didn't even expect to see. I saw a guy in a cloak or myself. Well, all right, this can't be Lady Death, of course. Maybe it is, but it can't be Mephisto. It's Red Skull. I'm like, what?
Yes. Everybody's reaction was like, what?
Okay.
Yes.
And then it verified.
It's a nice tie back to
and verified what everybody was saying.
The
first Captain America. We didn't know what the Tesseract was exactly, because remember in that whole movie it was just a power source.
Yes.
Right? And then everybody saying, it could be the space stone. And then in Avengers, it was the space stone.
Yes.
So it's like, oh shit, you get teleported. Okay.
Yeah.
Possibly not dead. He could have been teleported in space or something like that, but he survived, and he lived there, and he was looking for the gems.
But before that, I forgot to mention Nebula.
Nebula's
and I was hoping to see Nebula. I didn't expect her to see her to have her introduced to the story being tortured. It was a little hard to rough. To watch. I'm glad that the true Disney fashion is like cut to the next shot or the reaction shot kind of thing. But boy.
But that whole thing for me too is like how much he loves Gamora, even though he would not say that, and how much he despises Nebula. It's like I feel nothing for her, but they.
You say at the end of the fight, he said we always have parts.
Yes. Yes, that is so cold, and he tortures her without an inkling of, because he never harms Gamora. In everything that goes on, in everything she's done, in every betrayal she's committed, he never harms her. Until he has, He pulls that Abraham and Isaac.
Now, slight little nitpick, right? Maybe I'm wrong here. But when Thanos realized that Gamora was lying in terms of where the Soul Stone was, we saw like this little Star Wars-esque kind of, flashback thing. But I was asking myself, this is not from Guardians 2, because I don't remember that piece of dialogue from Guardians 2.
No, that's from before.
It could be argued too. They had that conversation.
Before, but I wish it would have been cool that if it was in a previous film.
Because we know she was looking for, she lied about the Soul Stone. But
I think too, because they didn't want us to know where, because I don't know about you guys, but I assumed that the stone was in Wakanda, and I was wrong.
I told us that, and I believed it.
Throw everybody off.
Right, that was my fan theory as well. My fan theory was
the purple and stuff.
Yes, I thought that's what was allowing them to see their ancestors.
Right, I thought so
too.
Right, so we get to this planet now, and then Red Skull, reveals, how to get the stone. And it would double hell it's like a portal to go to Wakanda. That's how we get to that scene. It's like, no.
And we see a side of Thanos we did not even know was there.
Yeah, it's about sacrificing a soul for a soul. And that moment where Gamora like chuckles and then talks about, well, you know, there's no love in you. Like, why would you go through all
I
that?
need to realize how wrong she was. Yeah.
And just that, and and just Sylvester's music when it swells up.
Yeah.
I love that piece of music in that scene where it grabs her arm and pulls her and throws her off that cliff. Just so powerful, right? And then, of course, that crosses off where you see Thanos crying.
It's such a it's
so
such
powerful.
a heart-rending scene because in her last moments to realize he did love you.
Yeah.
You know, it is there because for it to work, he loved you.
Right.
So it's just heart-wrenching and
Really,
it gives so much depth to Thanos' character. It's one of my favorite tough moments in that whole movie.
Of course, definitely,
moment.
hands up. I love how he kind of wakes back up in one of the kind of rings of water. It's like, okay, now I have that soul stone. Right? So now to get to the big moments, right? So first off, we'll start with Titan, right? That big scene in Titan. Right off the bat with Doctor Strange and Iron Man. I love the little quarrel that they had before when they were in the ship. And you know, you could tell they both say kind of douchey assholes as well. Yeah, same point, right?
Same type of person.
Spider-Man's interjections.
What's to this
Spider-Man's interjections were funny as well. Very childlike, you know.
Yeah, I love his reaction to Mantis. Please don't lay any eggs.
Yeah, please don't lay eggs on me. You know, that little reference to aliens. I thought that was nice.
Yes.
But you know, that decision for them to go directly into Titan and take the fight to him. Kind of makes sense when you think about it. Like at first I was like, yo, you really want to do that?
I think it's foolhardy too.
Yeah, you really don't want to get all yourself into. But okay, all right.
I get it. You want to keep him away from Earth because you remember what the Shatari invasion did to New York.
Yeah.
Imagine bringing Thanos to New York.
Right.
But at the same time, you know, a lot of people blame Star-Lord for what happens.
Right.
But it could be argued they had the opportunity to end Vision when he said to end him. They had the opportunity not to go to Titan and take the time stone closer to the person that was looking for it. Right. So I think everybody messed up on different levels.
But maybe you and I could argue about this, Ricardo. You know, maybe it's to get the plot going.
Yes.
But to me, it kind of felt like
it does. Said plot induced,
but however, in terms of the characters, it kind of makes sense with the decision they made because they really don't know what the outcome of this is. So they have to. And then also too, they don't have much time. So it's like we have to.
I didn't get the sense that they knew how to control the ship. Remember you saying, "Can you get us home?"
Yeah, I think the thing is Tony. I think Tony could have figured it out because it's Tony.
He didn't have time. That ship was going at. The ship was at warp drive.
Right. Because Tony just seemed to me to decide based on his visions. Remember, he had that horrible vision in Ultron of what, and he's just running from that.
Yeah. Right.
So his thing is, no, let's take this away from Earth. Let's go to him. We could handle it.
Right.
But he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah. Now, good thing you brought up that because I was wondering if we were going to get that vision back. That would tie back to what Tony saw in his dreams in Age of Ultron.
Right.
But then you had that moment that caught me completely off guard where you saw Doctor Strange doing this little spaz out moment.
Right.
And then he talked about he watched over 1 million possibilities.
40 million. 702. If I'm remembering correctly.
No, 500.
502?
506.
Okay.
And out of all of them, only one really shows the death of Thanos.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, okay. But when Thanos shows up though, I love the teamwork here in this moment, you know, because you have Drax, you have Star-Lord.
He had a good plan.
Yeah, you have Iron Man, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange.
And for his own plan.
Yeah, and even Mantis and all have something to do.
Yes.
But Doctor Strange and Iron Man, the MVPs in this moment, they kicked serious ass, especially Doctor Strange. Yeah. Oh my god, this man.
I did enjoy little callbacks to the comics like Spidey webbing Thanos' eyes, and I loved his little magic. Magic punch.
Magic feet.
The part of I was thinking the part where he grab him by the neck.
Yes.
That's a big
great. Oh yeah, well, let's get back to Doctor Strange. I love the moment where he splits up into multiple.
That was awesome.
Doctor Strange, and then he uses
the Indian god Malala.
Yeah, I love that shot alone is
brilliant. Actually, is representative of an Indian goddess who is the goddess of destruction.
Kali.
Yeah, no, not Kali. It's a different one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one is yellow. Kali's blue. I think Kali doesn't have that many arms as well.
Okay,
right.
But you have to argue that if he did not have that reality stone, maybe, or the soul stone to be able to tell Which one he had at the time, the reality stone?
He had the reality stone at the time.
He would have been able to tell which one was the real.
Yeah, and he used power.
Strange, you know.
And he used power to hammer all of them out.
I loved it because that was my Strange from the comics. That was Strange at his ultimate. You know.
But Iron Man really surprised me too.
Oh, yes.
You know, when he pulled out all the big guns. But it's when Thanos, this is the moment that catch me off guard. When Thanos say, oh, okay, let me just destroy his planet here and throw this on you.
It was a moon.
Yeah, straight
a moon. Sorry.
Moon. Send a moon at it.
Take this,
bitch. Reaction is just priceless.
It's pretty awesome.
Like, wow. And this is why I rank Thanos above Killmonger, just off of the power this man has. Just off the back. But big moment too when Iron Man gets stabbed.
Yes.
I was like, that's a big gas that you heard through the cinema. Like, I gasped to it. Because I was telling myself going in, Iron Man could die. There was a girl in front of me and her exact reaction was, no. It was perfect.
But I thought that fight was great too.
Yeah, it was.
Like how Iron Man was
Tony
using...
gave as good as he got.
No, it was funny because he did the whole pivoting, using the pivot off it, and then using power. Yeah, and then all these big arm stuff. Yeah. And then after all of that, when he hit him in the face, it's like, all that for one drop of blood. God damn.
Yeah. But it was such a well thought out attack on Tony's part.
Another thing about it with Nebilla's fight with him, he also had a lot of like little anime moments. So like you see him,
when she think to make the sword circle around.
Oh yeah. Grab it. And then when Tony was attacking Thanos, you saw the foot coming towards the camera. It's like, that's such an anime thing. A single foot just coming towards the camera. It's pretty badass.
But before we get to Iron Man, we had to talk about that controversial moment with Star-Lord.
Right.
Now, I totally understand it, given the way how he reacted in Guardians 2, when he found out about what his dad did to his mom, it was understandable.
Just light him up.
The first time I see it, audience was like, no, don't do it. I was telling myself, no, like, I was on the edge of my seat too. I was like, God, no, don't do it. I was like, he gotta do it anyway, and he does it.
Okay, so for me, on paper, it works. It is consistent with Star Wars character. But it's something about it that just kind of clumsy. Is the edit?
No, is it the acted where he's like, you asshole?
Right.
You know, something like that.
I didn't feel, because the problem is that Mantis couldn't shut up either. She gave it information and then Nebula drop it and egg things on like,
he is mourning.
He's in mourning.
Yeah, it's like, why you see that? It's like, no.
But that's what Mantis does, eh?
That's the thing.
Everybody does.
It's still logical.
Because
they have Mantis kind of body autistic kind of thing there. So it's like, but she had to say what she say, whatever.
Yeah, because she kind of raised in a bubble.
Right,
so
I didn't
Nebula
know. Like, just
Nebula should have shut up.
That's my thing.
Nebula
in particular was like egging things as well. You know, you have a reason when he come back. She like real
he came back with the stone, but
that's so Nebula anyway. She's just so narcissistic. Like, they both went here, but only he came back.
Right.
Snack, right?
Snack, correct.
Yeah.
But the scene is a scene that, again, it's pivotal, so it works kind of. And I don't think people complain about, which I suppose kind of true, which is the whole, he could have sling blade his arm off, like what he do to the guy and thing. Like what
Iron Man's yes.
No, oh gosh.
What he did to the guy earlier with the circle, and it went one close the circle.
Okay, with Doctor Strange. Okay,
we gotta do that, something, maybe. Not sure.
I thought you talk about Iron Man's kind of like blade thing.
No.
You're talking about Strange. Strange could have sling blade.
Yeah, because we see Strange use his ropes thing, but we use his sling blade to bring Mantis in. So I don't know if he could do it twice, if he had the ability to do it and hold at the same time.
Right.
I don't know.
But you have to wonder if he could have done it in such close quarters with Peter and Tony grabbing at that gauntlet like that.
People defended it.
So the people have to realize when he does that is in a clear area. So do you do that with Peter and Tony holding on to the gauntlet?
It probably would have been something.
Right. You don't know. Whatever.
Right. So that moment happens, shocked people, but then even worse when Tony Stark got stabbed. And I was thinking, oh, this is it.
Yes.
But then Doctor Strange made the ultimate sacrifice. Like, look, just take it, right? She's like, no tricks. Is like, no. Takes it. That's it. Boom. And now we get to the climactic fight now in Wakanda. Now, everybody is ready. We hear that. Well, sorry, they literally drop like these that bombs really?
I think they're called the Outriders. Outriders.
I don't
Those
know.
creatures.
Yeah, okay. I don't know.
They're not supposed to be that big, that stupid. They
Okay,
actually could like go into your dreams and mess with your head and stuff.
I don't know enough about them. So.
Neither me, but that's why. So my one gripe with that scene is just how generic these creatures looked. Like even the creatures in Avengers, the Chitauri, look way better.
That's a better design.
Yeah, but these creatures,
people on it.
I don't. But these creatures was just your generic. Like you wanna have monster, this big full onslaught of monsters, so let me just make these generic things that go rah, rah, rah. Like there was nothing to it. Every shot that they saw them, it was like, but I've seen this before in hundreds of shows. Like, come on, man.
I guess the idea being like what what's that character's name? That the woman, the evil Proxima, sorry. Like she said when
we have
when Black Panther says, all he'll find is dust and blood, which is exactly what they end up. So scary.
It's like we have blood to spare.
And she said we have blood to spare because these things don't mean anything to us.
That's Lord
you know.
I thought that was cool with the whole, because at first when I went to say Black Panther's going to open the force field, I was like, that kind of don't make no sense. But then when you think about it, no, they need to funnel them and they'll more likely come. Because they had
it's an attack strategy because you don't want them flanking you.
Right, and since it's so mindless, they will definitely go in that small space.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a cool scene.
I love that Wakanda wasn't destroyed.
Cool shot.
Yeah.
It's a cool shot. It's a cool shot I love.
Yeah. Then it drops. You say, I love this place because it's all protected.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's a cool shot when they big run everybody.
Yes.
Of course. I love those scenes anyway.
T'Challa running.
Okay, so any change I would do with that, I would have it where it would be a callback to Civil War.
Yes.
Where it would be Bucky dead, T'Challa dead, Cap. I would do that.
However,
it was fine. When they do it was pretty badass.
We know Bucky can run like that.
Exactly. All of them could run that same speed does. So like, that was badass.
Yeah, it's a nice little wink back to that movie.
Yes.
To see two of them just belt ahead, it's like, that was badass.
I love the fact that Okoye was there. I love the fact that Duke's character was there.
Okoye had a great line.
Jabari was there.
Yes.
A couple of great lines.
Yes, with Scarlet Witch
came right.
Why was she?
It's like,
which is so Okoye. It's so in a character.
But the brilliance of it, though, again, is coming back to these Thanos' side characters. They're not just mindless idiots.
Right.
It was.
They
found a way to get Scarlet Witch away from Vision.
Right. They're not dumb.
And by pretending, because they made them think he was dead.
Yeah.
When Widow asked her, "Where's your friend?"
Yeah.
You know, so. They had a plan, They didn't just go in there to attack.
Yeah, that's what I liked about the Black Order. They were a well-oiled machine.
Yeah,
they were really well tuned to how to deal with the situation.
Yeah.
I like that, and you already got a sense of menace on them. But they die out, all of them.
And you could tell that Thanos picked them, accordingly. Like it makes sense to choose these characters.
Yeah.
Especially Mr. Man and I like how he died too. Very alien-like.
What else? She says, "Ode to the Queen." Freeze up like the Queen in Alien.
What else? The Hulkbuster. Seeing Bruce Banner in the Hulkbuster. Right. I like it. But in
about
cartoon,
70% of it. I don't know. Something about it didn't really work 100% for me.
What I thought we was gonna get, the shot I thought we was gonna get is Hulk
bursting out
and literally call it a Hulkbuster.
Right.
Hulkbuster the
That
Buster.
would have been awesome.
It would have been a great scene just to just rip it up on the armor. Like the armor just shut down and they don't work and then he need the help. But they had to do something with Hulk arc with Thanos. Hulk have to come back in it.
Yes.
He will.
Well, the trailer straight up lie.
Yes.
Yeah. Disney,
misdirection.
you sons of bitches, They gave us that epic shot.
Yeah, we did
that epic shot and we did not see it. Why? But then again, it's kind of smart mark. They would think about it.
It is.
But
you have to throw off the fanboys somehow.
Yeah. Right. But with the Hulkbuster, I wish we didn't get that whole tripping and falling scene. That was just like.
Well, he's supposed to be clumsy.
I know, but that just fell flat.
You see the different characterization.
Like, I'm controlling the Hulkbuster.
What? Expression.
Yeah, she like, you serious? Yeah. Shuri, like what they did with that.
Yes.
So they had a nice little call up. Well, Shuri kind of smarter than.
Yes. Why you want to do this with the gem?
Yeah, how can you solve this problem?
Again, for me, she's Riri Williams mixed with Shuri. She's. I see the possibility, like I was telling you, because M'Baku survived the Rapture, if you want to call it that. Yeah. I see the possibility of a Black Panther where Shuri has to take up the mantle.
Right. That's a Black Panther 3 because with part 2 you have enough villains.
I guess so.
To pull from like characters like Akibe or whatever.
I can see like M'Baku either helping her or going after the throne himself.
Right.
Well, M'Baku won't come after the throne at that point.
At that point in time,
but what will happen is that they'll have to unite given the situation.
Yes.
And,
I can
even
see inventing also a kind of Iron Man, Black Panther-esque
something,
suit.
right?
Right.
So we go see.
Yeah.
We will see.
Yeah.
So now we have to talk about the standout character in that Wakanda fight scene. Tall boy.
Thor is Thor.
The whole build up to him getting that
Yes.
Stormbreaker
Yes.
axe was great.
All your boy was in this.
Yeah, Peter Dinklage.
Yes.
Can you see the movie?
Everybody was laughing at
Right.
Dinklage because
And
they were like,
Because of his big ass head.
I heard somebody jokingly say, did they make the midget the biggest one?
Yeah,
and I was like, oh my
Yeah,
god, why
giant
people
midget.
have
And
to be
again,
like
with the
that?
British accent.
There's a great,
Yes.
there's a great robot chicken sketch, giant midget. That's
right,
yeah, that's
right.
basically what it was.
Did Thanos destroy his hands?
Yes,
Yeah, he did.
That's why I took
Right,
that one. So he
right.
couldn't like.
Yeah.
He could still think it, but he had to. It
Right.
wasn't so
That's
simple.
where-
It's like make my gauntlet, but
right.
yeah,
That's
now
why
I
I always
follow
telling him
hands.
it's all in your mind.
Right.
You don't need,
I couldn't
right.
follow where they missed the handle. So Groot had to make the handle. But I couldn't
Yeah,
Yeah,
watching it again, it was
apparently-
a little too convenient. Like
Yeah.
you're going through all this drama to reawaken this
Yeah.
star and all that kind of
Right.
stuff.
I guess it
But,
could be
no handle?
argued that they were a little disorganized because they were just trying to get everything done.
Well, he didn't know he was by himself. So
Yeah, exactly. He
was by himself.
accustomed having what he said, 300 others with
Right,
him.
right.
And okay, I've built the head of this. Oh my God, where's the handle?
Yeah,
where's
yeah.
the handle?
And Groot had to do it one
and
time.
Groot just has to do it.
Yeah.
But
Plus,
I'm very curious as to what aspect of power of Groot is
That's
in
what I'm
that.
studying. It's like, okay, he's
Because-
strong enough to do that though.
Yeah,
It's not
because-
just, I mean, a Groot powerful, but he's still
Yeah.
wood, right? But
Yeah.
apparently he's strong enough to handle, to fuse
To
the thing.
fuse into a handle. And
yeah.
how does the magic of Groot or the makeup of Groot affect the magic of Stormbreaker?
Right, I'm not
I'm
sure.
very
I
curious.
just looked at it as
Yeah.
they just need to give him something to do. Because all through the show, he was just playing defenders. Like, all right,
Yeah, no.
you need to step up and do something.
so-
I
And
still
that's
feel
what
it's a little more than that because
No.
Marvel thinks things through,
Yeah.
and the fact that they use Groot as the handle, I don't know why I feel that it's gonna come back.
Nerd nitpick. How come the handle did disappear? When Groot disappeared? When he stopped
Oh,
Oh,
Lord, really?
Nerd nitpick.
Arguably,
Nitpick.
Stormbreaker
Right.
is keeping the handle.
Yeah,
so.
the pickiest of nits. But, yeah, little stuff like that.
But yeah, boy, but when Thor gets that axe and he comes down
And
into
you mentioned
Wakanda,
how it is to tap it straight to the right.
Yeah.
First, he just boom, reaching.
Yeah.
And that was
Or can Groot be regrown from that handle? It's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
many different things. It's
Yeah.
possible.
So that whole
Yeah.
sequence was bad, and he gave back the cape.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Looked great.
Yeah.
Rocket
Teenage
Bunny.
Groot was killing a bunch of those things.
Of course, yeah.
Then
Um,
Teenage Groot, they had funny little quick line. Great lines they had.
Rabbit?
I am Groot.
Right, I am Groot. I am Steve
I am
Rogers.
Steve
I am
Rogers.
Steve
That was
Rogers,
funny.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then, Rocket.
Being called Rocket Rabbit in
Rabbit.
media.
And then Rocket Raccoon saying he want Bucky arm.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
So, how much for the gun?
yeah.
Yeah, how much for the
How
arm?
much for the arm?
Yeah.
I
I'm gonna
he
get
just woke
that
up.
arm.
He just woke up, yeah.
Funny.
But yeah, when Thor steps in though, it is
Oh
epic.
my God.
I was screaming.
Yeah,
The whole
that was
audience
The
was
emotional
screaming.
moment
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, you'll say that, but that's
It
probably the
went
biggest
crazy.
reaction
Yeah.
throughout the week. Because badass.
Yeah, and then you hear the Avengers score,
Yes.
some epics,
Yeah.
just in
Yeah.
full
Oh,
blast.
and nice haircut. Oh,
Yeah.
you see you've grown my beard.
Yeah.
yeah, little moments like that.
Yeah.
Is what make
That's
them-
why we come to these things.
Yes.
That's why we watch these
Yes.
things.
Now, once again, Marvel throwing me off. That transition though from Wakanda back into Titan.
Yeah.
Where you saw the portal open,
Right.
and freaking
I thought he was
Thanos
coming
come
there.
out. I was like,
Yeah.
wait, we back in Titan? What was this? But then when I thought about it, this smart
This
sons
is
of
where I
bitches
talk
again.
about this movie. It's almost like you have a bag and the seams are holding,
Yeah.
but there are little tears
Holes.
here and there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It struggles a little bit at the seams.
Yeah, we'll talk about that near the end.
Yeah.
But Thanos comes into Wakanda now, and I like where he just kind of watching everybody like, oh, you're serious?
Yeah.
Bucky, you really gonna try and shoot me with that gun? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black Widow, you serious?
Yeah.
And you just
Yeah.
keep doing that to everybody, just everybody.
Some people get more damage than others.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out how War Machine survived being crushed in that infection.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't follow that guy. I didn't.
You actually see him go
Right.
when he does it. So
Yeah.
I'm like, how are
He
you
prob-
walking after?
Yeah, he probably
I
just
know,
crushed
right?
him like
Yeah.
a little bit. I think.
But
That's-
it's
make it
like a bottle. That
yeah, make it a little snug fit.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's when Captain America steps in though,
I
you
tried
saw
to hold
the
him back.
trailer and hold it.
Yeah.
Such a powerful
Thanos'
moment.
expression in that
Yeah, he was
moment.
holding it, but it's like, but is he using all his strength?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the same Thanos who cut Hulk ass.
Thank you.
With
Thanos' expression, he looks completely surprised by Steve's ability.
Yeah. And then he does
and then he almost gets like mad.
Yeah,
like, why can't I crush you?
Yeah.
It's like, all right, we'll put no point into this. That's a cool scene.
I love that moment.
Yeah.
I also love how Scarlet Witch came into the fight as well, of course, with her teaming up with Okoye and Black Widow. That was great. And then, of course, that ultimate sacrifice where she was trying to remove the...
Right. So there's the thing, right? So they ran out of time. They basically did the Optimus Prime thing with Vision. You know, he died and lose all the color to a degree. But yeah, they ran out of time. She had to destroy Vision, blow him up. But then...
Yeah, I love how Thanos come back in and say,
Thanos has all the time in the
rewind that shit.
Rewind that time. You know,
I love that they remember to do it correctly. Thanos does do the clockwise
same
too.
thing.
You know?
Now,
it's a little thing.
nitpick. If you can rewind time, right? Now understand that he disposed of Scarlet Witch. You think she probably would have rewound and
No. You see,
but then when I watched it again, I was like,
go back to Doctor Strange.
I was about to say that.
Oh, okay.
Time jam is you can localize it.
Yes.
Right. Because that's what he did. Cause he
focused
on
Vision.
Vision.
If you notice, Scarlet Witch was way on that side.
Yes.
All the focus was on Vision.
You can just localize an event and it was that thing.
Yeah.
Right. So the first time I saw it, I was thinking about it afterwards. But then when I saw it again, it's like, right. So I love how he do that. Now he have all six stones. And then Thor came in and I was like, all right, we're going to see this. We're going to see the rematch now.
Thor kills him. So they one-shot him.
And again, is this of course, but then again, this Thor is a warrior stuff. It's like, he hits him, right? But then when Thanos say, you should have hit me. You should have gone for the head. And then snap.
Yeah.
And then you got that I still see it as a dream sequence.
Right.
You see it's part of
it's actually part of the souls,
Soul Gem stuff.
Okay.
That's Soul Gem stuff.
Yeah, but I love that scene. And then we just cut back to just characters going. And this was the moment that I wanted to see the audience reaction to.
Arguably, that is Gamora's soul in its purest form.
Right.
So that's why it's the child Gamora and not the adult.
And here's the thing, right? So I'll confess something. So going into the film, because I read that first issue of Infinity Gauntlet, I kind of knew, okay, this character could get, that character could get, that character could get, right? So when Gamora and Loki dies, like, all right, I understand that. But then we get to that moment, I was like, okay, anybody could get. What's gonna happen next?
Yes.
This is like the Red Wedding scene, basically, right?
Yes.
Or the season 7 episode, 1 episode of Walking Dead, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And it's when Bucky goes out first.
Oh boy! Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
I think anybody saw
that. And then also then they cut to Okoye and Black Panther. Right?
Yeah.
And they was like, why? What? Nah, Black Panther. The old movie, but everybody loves Black Panther. He go.
Yeah.
That's your last word.
And I hear somebody in the audience say, but oh gosh, why Black Panther too? You know.
Right. So there's a big debate we're having with respect to if you care about these scenes, knowing the quote-unquote meta-narrative of, these characters all have sequel movies and therefore they're not going to really die, and that takes away all the emotion from it. Nope. I thought it still worked given because I don't fall for meta-narrative bullshit, right? I understand, yes, meta-narratives exist, they're going to come back, quote-unquote, but I don't get a sense of it. Yeah, it's what these characters feel at the time.
I totally agree.
That matters.
Totally agree.
They make it work. Here's the thing. I had to personally go darker with this whole sequence. The sequence is pretty dark on its own.
Yeah.
It's pretty dark on its own.
I love how it's just silent.
Yes, and I like that sound effect. They have that.
Yeah.
That's vanishing.
And I teared up twice. I felt sick to my stomach, but I teared up twice with Peter.
Yes.
Because
that moment is where the man tears always came.
So much worse than the others because of his spidey sense.
I get the pick stuff of, how come he deserve it after?
And
but it's just when he's like, Tony.
No, that's the thing.
Don't feel so good.
His spidey sense, I think, basically is telling him we're going to die. And that is who wants to know? It's one thing, I would say there's a difference between death and dying. And dying is terrifying.
Right.
So
of course,
he was completely terrified, and we see the kid in him again. Please, Mr. Stark, I don't want to go. And it tears at me.
Yeah, they make it
really does.
It's a really solid sequence. The only thing I would change, just a little extra amount of time, just about 30 seconds, maybe a minute of just other random MCU characters vanishing. Like all little side characters, Louis from Ant-Man.
Hello, throw some Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Right,
that's
my thing. You had the chances
and just give us oh my god, they pull Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
That is my thing. It's like, why they could have crossed over, man?
But I don't know. But for me, I feel like if it was like a different director, You know, if it was like a Spielberg, he had a John Williams on score, could do like a nice saddle score.
Yeah.
You do this montage where you see different characters, you know, disappearing. You show Pepper Potts disappearing or whoever it is.
I thought we would know.
Wong disappearing.
What I thought we was gonna get was either Hawkeye.
I think Wong is protected. I don't know why. Like being in the sanctum, there's a level of protection in there.
I don't get.
Nah, I think
he
could.
But it don't matter. Like like whether it's random because the whole point is supposed to be fully random. Whatever. No, what I thought they would have gotten is this would have pulled Hawkeye into the fight. So Hawkeye family go on.
Yeah.
That's what I thought they would have do. And then Tony was talking about Baby. Yeah. I thought Baby would have disappeared. Not Pepper, but Baby.
Yes.
Or Pepper and Baby, whatever.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing I do. I just build the stakes up a little bit.
Yeah, I totally agree.
That's it.
Like that, it is a dark scene.
But I mean, for Tony, there's a part of that you don't even know if Pepper is alive. You know, you don't know because of where he is.
Yeah, exactly.
But from a movie perspective, you're just bringing this character.
Before Strange disappears, Strange tells him, this is how it had to be. It had to happen this way. Now, we don't know what that means.
No, we're in the end game. No, what it means is that this is the only pathway of success out of the 14 million something. Right.
Yeah.
But with regards to Pepper Potts though, not a nitpick. You bring she in early in the film, but we don't bring her back. Like you don't. There's no closure to her character really, and that's like a nitpick with films. You have a character there, but you don't see her again. Like, what happens?
That's what I'm saying. They should have the baby disappear or she disappear.
Maybe when we get the extended version, we'll see some scenes.
That's what I think might be the case.
Yes, the unrated, soul-crushing director's cut, where more characters die.
Right.
But who else dies? Before I forget, Falcon goes. Drax.
Right. All the Guardians. But except for
Rocket. That tore me apart.
Yeah, the Groot part
for Rocket, but no.
Yeah, when Groot goes.
He's going to experience Groot dying again.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But I love the fact that on Titan now it's Tony
by itself
and Nebula.
Just
the two of them.
Nebula. On Earth we have.
We have War Machine.
Right. All right. So that's the whole point.
Captain America.
All of the original
and
with the exception of War Machine, War Machine, Rocket. It's the old Avengers, all the original Avengers. That's kind of the whole point. I get that they had to do that. They had to bring all the original 6 back to solve this problem. And suss out what's going on. And then that last shot with Thanos.
Love that scene. But
love that shot.
One thing I like
about... Did you see his armor on the Scarecrow? That's from the comics. He had his armor as a Scarecrow.
Okay, I didn't pick up on that.
And he's just smiling. On the 7th day, he rested people.
Yeah. And while we could talk about certain moments where his facial features were really look good, in that last shot though,
it
looked brilliant.
They made sure to sit down and render that properly. So you know, you're selling the scene now.
Now, one thing though, just before we wrap up, right? I love that the end credits just over a black screen, right? No flashy symbols in the background and stuff like that, and majestic music. It's just sad music, real Game of Thrones kind of shit, right? And I remember two people in the audience was chuckling. They laughed at them, but I think it's just because they couldn't believe that they just ended like that, like bam, just like that, just stop. You know what? Everybody else was just pretty much
sad. What I noticed why people laugh is when they had the Avengers Infinity War actually turned to dust.
Same thing happened to me.
That was a nice
guys started laughing when they saw that, chuckling when they saw that.
Well done, Russos. And the movie still works as a standalone film because yes, it's clearly the dark part, one of the season finale. We're getting that, but as a film itself, it works. Like if you just want to say, "Oh, this is Thanos' story,"
I would even argue it works as a finale if there was no other movies after this.
Like they just leave it. Like it would Marvel.
It would cut you deep, but it works.
It would Marvel.
Thanos will return. Bye. But we didn't talk about the post credits.
Right, just last much. Right. So
last mention.
Last scene where you see Maria Hill and Nick Fury
talking to each other. I was wondering if it was going to be the movie. He was like, yes, he's there.
They do a leftovers moment where the cars crash and things just disappear, and then you see Maria Hill vanish. And I think Nick Fury spared.
Yes.
I think Nick Fury spared.
I thought so too.
Yeah, I thought he was normal. He just got solved.
He just like...
He started selling.
He's like, mother.
Yeah, great. Great.
I
love that they ended up, and then he presses a button. He 90s pager. He 90 strap feature. And the last little image we see is that of
Captain Marvel. Now that leaves one big question. You know, what is the relationship between the two of them?
Right.
So I hope that the movie will explain all that.
Captain Marvel.
And where she's been.
So the Captain Marvel character might be like the Anomola character. Maybe, but the power set is not the same. she's basically what, Supergirl, right?
Yeah,
that's
but
pretty much a power.
Kree DNA.
Right.
It's from Marvel. She got all her powers transferred to her from Marvel when he died saving her.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's almost like a Wonder Woman meets Supergirl.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so like she had to become because that's the thing with the Avengers now. She's one of the heads, right?
Yes.
She's
actually had a Nova Corps.
Right. And she pretty much she replaces Steve Rogers. So they have to address Nova Corps stuff with her.
Yes.
We'll see that maybe they had to address how she gonna be central to solving the problem that dealing with Thanos.
Yeah.
That'll be kind of cool. Steve, I still think they're gonna kill off Steve and they're probably gonna kill off Tony. Still think so, but
I think it's either one, in my opinion.
Right. I feel
one might die and the other one might just have retire.
Okay, so personally, I want it to be both, and then two of them together have an epic scene. You know,
like they go out together.
Something like that.
I think Cap should go.
No, Cap should definitely go.
Yeah.
If it's anybody who has to go, if I have to pick one, it had to be Cap.
Yeah. Because of his significance as a hero.
Right, exactly. But Tony could go too, and I don't really mind that either. Yeah, I am very, very hyped for whatever they're coming with. Or the title, everybody kind of try to guess what the title for Avengers 4 is. My personal guess, Endgame.
Okay.
Endgame, because that's what Dr. Strange said, we're in the Endgame now.
Right, but I was under the impression that the title might give away something. That's what
they tend to be really careful in not giving away anything.
And to me, Endgame is perfect. Endgame is like the perfect choice as it is.
Yeah.
Dr. Strange mentioned it. It really feels like the end. You do that, and just call it Endgame. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, we have two movies now. They're doing Ant-Man, which is
well, Ant-Man, the Wasp. Second trailer looks very
looks
fun.
Great. Looks like a fun. This happening at the end of. Well, before the events of this, but remember the end of the first Ant-Man was a pretty dark post-credit scene. So we'll probably get to see something just as...
What was that again?
As in the scene with Bucky. And he said, I got a guy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I say, I got a guy. That's when Falcon told him, I got a guy.
Which I felt they kind of shoehorned into that because we had to tie into Civil War.
Right.
I felt it was shoehorned.
A little bit, yeah. But they're going to do something like that, I feel. Probably Wasp might disappear or something like that.
Yeah, I want to see I want to see where he is in this whole
this one's supposed to be the search for Janet, huh?
Right.
Because they've discovered that Scott went into the quantum realm.
Right.
She more than likely she's still alive in there.
Yeah.
Right.
So and I think they've already is Michelle Pfeiffer.
I heard that. Yeah.
Oh, Michelle Pfeiffer's in this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
She played Janet.
She's been her career has been resurgent since Murder on the Orient Express.
Okay.
She's kind of just come back.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I thought it was all Kim Basinger now.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Captain Marvel gonna be the big sell. So I don't know what Marvel gonna do.
I'll expect it to be
similar. I'm not sure if it'll fall flat because the thing is, like, I like Brie Larson, great actress, but I'm not sure what's gonna happen with that. But because Nick Fury there, I might be interested.
Yeah, I'll expect it to be literally Marvel's answer to
I like
Wonder
that it's
Woman.
in a different timeline too. I like
way.
that it's the 90s because Guardians of the Galaxy kind of touches on the retro stuff for us.
Right. So we can see what they're going to do with that.
Yeah.
So look, it done shooting. I think shooting finish.
Yeah, I think so. And I think they're in post-production, right?
Cool. So
cool.
Okay.
Lovely.
So last words on Infinity War. Well, I just say this.
I think you're right.
While it's not a perfect 100%,
right?
5 out of 5 stars movie. Because yes, there are some flaws. I felt personally with the juggling of different subplots involving these characters, right? Some were a little sketchy, right? Just needed a little bit more trimming, especially with the Guardian sections. I felt there was like a lot of time spent on the Guardians and less on like Thor and also with Captain America. I felt that they could have had a little bit more Captain America because he's so integral to the Avengers.
I would have liked to see a little more of what they have been up to for the past 2 years.
Right.
Yes,
I wanted to see something like that.
Especially Black Widow. Like I would really love to see what she was up to.
Because I heard they was doing different missions. And
apparently they have
I know you're getting
doing
Nomad
their own thing.
Right, because we had to see the Nomad thing.
Yes.
So whatever.
And also to before I forget, one criticism I see some people have with the movie was the amount of quips in it, the amount of humor. Personally, I didn't mind it. It's very MCU at the moment. And I mean, come on, it's the union of all these characters.
Yeah, they have to do
past 10 years. You have to do it.
I'm sorry, but to me, they balance dark and light very well. And
I would totally agree. I totally agree. Yeah, some people might say, well, you know what? How you can just jump from this scene of sadness into this.
The only movie I think that struggled with that for me was Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, I mean,
brushed over the dark stuff.
But this one I felt handled
this one
dark
I thought,
and like much
absolutely,
better.
and that scene, like you said, with Gamora and Star-Lord and Drax, that's a perfect example of balance.
They have to address, Valkyrie had to come through, maybe. Whatever. Whatever. We'll see.
Yeah. But that's what I say though. But for me though, I still say this is one of the best MCU movies out there. It is easily the most ambitious, most bold, darkest one out there. They gave us a great villain in the form of Thanos. Easily the best villain MCU has given us thus far. Josh Brolin killed it. As a matter of fact, the entire cast kills it. Yeah. Even if they get 3 minutes of screen time like Shuri or 4 minutes or whatever, everybody got their time to shine. I really love that. And it just left while it didn't really completely drain me emotionally because I went in knowing what to expect. Right. I was still surprised by the twists and turns and of course some of the shocking deaths. And just some of them that really hit me hard, like with Gamora and Peter, although I still speculate that some of these characters, especially in the end, will come back, but then I think some of them might not. For me,
all the dust people coming back.
Yeah, dust people had to come back, man. Come on.
Gamora could come back. Yeah, it's possible she could come back as well.
Just because I know certain things from the comics. Right. So I just think Gamora will. I might be wrong. I might be wrong.
The problem is that it's hard to do Guardians without Gamora.
Yes.
So I don't know what they're going to do. Yeah. Like, to me, Peter and Gamora is the arc.
Exactly. So, they're the mother and the father of the group. So, so.
Right. Yeah, so for me, this is like the season 5 finale of Game of Thrones, right? That moment when Jon Snow got stabbed by his brethren, and you felt that in your gut, and it was like, F Game of Thrones, I don't want to watch Game of Thrones anymore. But then you was excited to see what happens next. And for me, that's how I felt. I left this film really wanting to, just for Avengers 4 to come out, just to see where they go with this. Because right now, I don't know. I have no clue what's going to happen next, and I'm really excited. Yeah. So for me, I give this a light 4.5 out of 5 stars. One of the best MC movies out there, one of the best movies of 2018, hands down. I saw it twice. I don't mind seeing it again. But I really would not mind adding this to my Blu-ray collection. So I really, really enjoy this. Yeah. Despite the mistakes here.
Yeah, this had the same issues that Civil War had, as in you don't sacrifice the good for the perfect. Yeah. And that's what they did. They did not sacrifice the good for the perfect. As in you don't need this perfectly tight film. Yes. No, what you have to do is just do what you have to do, and then the trade-off. Hope the trade-off is worth it. The good outweighs the bad vastly.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
And it would have been better off than a quote-unquote balanced film that needed to be logically perfect. Wasting time. Yeah. You have no time for that.
Again, the fans have built up faith with the fans, so you don't need it to be that perfect. Exactly.
And that's why this movie generally works for me. I do consider it very, very high in my list.
Alright, so what's your rating?
I'm gonna give this a straight IMAX. Solid IMAX rating. It's very, very high. Not a high IMAX, but pretty good. I really, really loved it. Again, because of this downside. If they're gonna pull off that greatness with a perfection, maybe. But that's not gonna happen. That is not the reality of filmmaking, and it really, really works on almost every level. Again, I'd have preferred my 3-hour cut, whatever it is.
Right.
Yeah. If we got that, I would have sit down with them 3 hours, make sure I don't drink nothing, and just taking that whole thing. I'd enjoy it. Right. But I really want a Blu-ray cut.
I extended it.
Actually, that would actually add to the experience, unlike Batman v Superman. That does not add anything. Yeah.
Nope.
Stop bullshitting me with that bullshit argument. Whatever.
And also, speaking of finales and just TV shows, I'm glad that it wasn't season 7, episode 1 of Walking Dead, where we got Negan and he was just killing people. Yeah. I'm glad that, the deaths weren't
I've given up on that show. I've walked away from it.
I still support it.
Yeah.
I still support
it.
I'm
done.
It
has so much better TV out there. I'm done.
Carl's death is the end of that.
Yeah, I'm done.
It was for many people, but I sold it on. But I'm glad that the deaths weren't. I wouldn't feel gratuitous. Right. It wasn't bashing you over the head and really making the.
No, I wouldn't say any of the deaths were gratuitous. I think this is.
No, they would.
No, that's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine. That's good.
But what's your last words, Summer?
I'm basically with you guys. I mean, it's high up there for me. I've seen it twice now, and everything with it resonated. It is a little tears on the seams here and there in terms of stuff, but the fact that you could take something this massive and make it work, I don't think anybody else could pull it off.
Yeah.
I think Marvel.
Not even DC.
Yeah, DC has not built up any faith in me. DC
Wah,
has one
wah.
good movie and that's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would give this
And a kinda good one.
strong 4.5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Right.
And my only reason is I feel like I just need to take it in more.
Yeah.
Before I have like a final thing, but
Yeah.
and again, Winter Soldier is still my favorite. So
Yeah.
Woo!
yeah.
Alright, cool.
Alright, so with all that being said, Ricardo, where can we find you online?
Passat RMEDDY, that is at RMEDDY on Twitter. And then you can just type in Ricardo Medina on Facebook, you should find me there.
Alright, you can find me on Twitter, look for Legally Black MGB. MGB in capital letters. You can also find me on Facebook, just look for my name, Machibidi, along with Illegally Black Official Fanbase, where you find a link to this podcast as well as the others that we've done before. And also in the description here to this video, you'll see the link to my iTunes channel. So yeah, it's up now. Yay! Hallelujah. You know, someone's always been encouraging me to get my own, but now I have one. So you'll see all the podcasts that we've done before, from episode 1 up to 100, including the retrospect reviews that we do every once in a while. Also, I'm on Instagram, just look for Machibidi Reviews. And I do the little Stardust thing here. Stardust, right? Yeah, Stardust thing. You see, I forget the app name. First, I don't use it, right? I should. Yeah, I do it every once in a while as well. But, you know, you could look forward to stuff. Speaking of Stardust, Summer, where can we find you online?
I'm on Stardust with Movie Junkies, capital M, capital J. I'm on YouTube, MovieJunkieForLife. That's F-O-R, not the number. And I'm on Facebook as well, Movie Junkies Continued. So that's about it.
Alright, so that's pretty much about it. So once again, guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Whenever you listen to this was Machibili and
Ricardo Medina.
And
Sommerleigh Pollonais.
And we are signing off from another episode of BSB to Billy. So until the next one, take care and
every day.